Well, as Raph bounces for you all eagerly and excitedly, welcome back to
I'm
a.
gonna count us down.
No, fuck your countdown.
You normally count us down.
This is 2 Thursdays in a row now that I've been caught out by you randomly going live on me, Des. Don't make
That's
this,
just
don't make this
rude.
an extra. Don't make this an extra.
I said to you guys, look, we're about to go live. So yeah, welcome to the homebrew stream, except there's no homebrew happening. There is political
I know
role.
homebrew.
We announced it this time, alright?
We announced it this time, that's okay. You know what's funny? I think the last time we did this was when you guys convinced this all to start. Hey, Vijik, $5, happy birthday to me. Happy birthday, Vijik.
Happy birthday.
More money for that upgrade for you, Des. Look, don't let them turn into a full multi. Look, it may end up happening, but thank you for the $5. I had to go get more painkillers for my back, so thank you very much. I am in much need.
It'll all go towards Des's painkiller fund.
Look, at this stage, it may just be an oncoming thing, because apparently I shouldn't be waiting this long for the X-ray. So,
Oh no.
I'm just wondering where that letter's gone this time.
No.
I was gonna say not the only thing you waited.
No,
But no, the last time we did one of these was on the boat, traveling to Thinvale.
which was the Tranning conversation. No?
No, that wasn't. Training conversation was before that. Because on the boat, that was when we had Yorostarov now.
Oh, yes,
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
yes.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah, when you're right, you're right.
Berry. Got it.
That's no, so correct. But that was a, you know, I think that lines up with the first dosage of painkillers and all I had. So that's probably why I'm not remembering.
It's been so long.
Yeah, it's been a month to the day apparently since I asked for them.
Oh no.
Fuck. So yeah, look, throw in your money for Des's painkiller fund.
It's much appreciated.
It's going towards a good. It's going towards a good cause.
$18 for 2 weeks. It's great. But last we left off Monday,
Yes.
we had managed to finally a plan months in the making. Perhaps even, I want to say close, like half a year in the making. Close, not
It's
quite
been a
exactly.
bit.
Maybe because it was just before the whole Lake Heathspire saga. Because it was
Yeah.
just after
That's about
leaving,
a quarter of a year, we'll say.
Lavoca.
Yeah.
Yeah,
quarter.
look, it's been a few months. At the very least, let's call it a few months.
Hey,
in the
thank you
making.
for gifting a sub to Shah. That's very, very kind of you.
Thank you.
64, a full stack of gifted subs.
Hey, nice.
I'm just saying, you're really close to funny number.
Really close to funny.
Take that as you
And then
will.
but then once we hit that, we got to hit the next funny number.
420.
Okay. That's a big jump.
No, we gotta hit the funny number for dyslexic people, 96.
See?
Okay.
So,
But yeah, this is.
thank you for gifting a
thank
sub to
you.
Jen, as she, and
Aw.
Tails Server. Thank you so much for the follow. Thank you for all the support today. We very much so appreciate it. Jen, thank you for farming subs for the channel. Subs.
You're welcome.
But yes, last we left off. Whoa. I'll just never
was
start
just-
today.
I
No.
was a
We're
bit-
just staying in this
I'm
weird in betweens.
I'm like really zoomed in compared to you guys. What can I be like less like super zoomed in?
I hear you
please?
loud and clear, Jen.
Oh, you're gonna make me tiny now.
Nope.
I know exactly.
No,
what
it's gonna be
that is.
super zoomed in.
No, stop it.
Get
Get out of here. You're so mean.
That's gross.
Wait, just be entirely on the forehead.
I don't want to be bullied like this.
Second. I'm gonna
This
stretch
is-
your
this is
proportion.
depressed.
Just it's all
I'm
the
gonna
forehead.
be disruptive. Let
Second.
me be. I like her just like show her roots. That's all we're gonna do now.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
Forehead
This
roots.
This is just
You're
the
an
root
asshole. You're a dick and an asshole. Thank you.
Look.
Tisk tisk to not being subbed. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'll make you smaller.
Thank you.
Oh,
Rude
sorry,
ass.
that was funny. Though.
Absolutely cruel. Absolutely. Look, the price we have to pay for a one-on-one.
True.
2-on-1. Main
It just needs
session.
more
Oh my
bullying.
God.
Yeah. Look, it is what it is.
Look, I'll take down the note for the next game IDM just to bully Des more in it.
Joke's on you. I'm still the one controlling the overlay.
True.
I don't need Photoshop to make your forehead bigger. I can just do it.
All right. Let's take it.
You're just like, you dare challenge me.
Time for tic-tac-toe.
Your camera peaks when you pull your fridge back. It's great.
Yeah, it's fucking awful.
So, yes, as I was trying to say, last we left off, our intrepid heroes managed to broker a ancestral peace between Prescient and Starless. The summit not quite complete, as there is still other matters to discuss, the finer details of moving military and the more intricate matters of representatives from Arvorgrad and Rindleton and Zarsan and the like to try and say their piece for what is to come. So, we know the Kingslayers get up to plenty of debauchery, but today, in this little one-shot for the bit, we will see a little bit closer to that. It is the setting the scene just after the treaty has been signed. Trannon comes out with the paperwork. It is announced, and there is joy. There is chorus of cheers, and revelry will break out soon. But there is a bit of time in this evening to get certain jobs done if you so wish to.
So this is happening before we get like teleported and go have fun and have dinner with mom and things.
Yes.
This is
Okay.
yes. This is before the dinner. This is like after the announcement, but then before dinner. Okay.
Cool.
So,
Um.
Demonia Calicindir, what would you
Yeah.
like to do?
You can go first.
You
can
look
go
so
first.
fucking eager, but like you don't want to
No,
take
I-
charge. Please just no.
No, you can go first. I want to think. I want to think first. I want to think.
You
I
don't.
wanna cook.
Okay.
Vajik tipped $1. Thank you so much, Des. Epic hair. Also, night all Vajik's passing out some money. Call. Is there more chaotic do? No, well, no. Thank you. Or maybe Orin her boyfriend. Yeah, maybe Orin Haribo was close. But thank you. It does need to be redone soon. It is growing out.
Same. Wait, but wait, what about Oraf? Wait.
Maybe
I'm
they're
sorry,
more
you
chaotic than Calicindir and Zamani.
Oh,
Yeah.
Aura is always more chaotic. Yeah.
Or in Haribo. Yeah.
Poor Haribo just had to go long.
Haribo
to be
was only
honest.
chaotic because he was so
Because of
clumsy
Aura.
and all over the place. Yeah,
Yeah,
and because
yeah.
of Aura trying to stop Aura.
Yeah, honestly.
Oh, bless them.
There is dignitaries around discussing the various opportunities. You see that there are still conversations between a few gathered representatives from Arvorgrad to how they wish to approach the Elven Summit tomorrow, as there will be smaller discussions for minor matters. But Zamani, we'll start with you since you were offered up like a lamb for slaughter by Raph.
Right? After things, since this is like actually Zamani's like first time and like very politically aligned things as a part of like the Starless faction, and she hasn't really been given any kind of instruction on what's cool and what's not. She's probably gonna actually take a bit of a backseat unless there's a point like in a conversation or she's directly asked what to do, or she finds like something like a conversational thing that she wants to comment on. Like she's not gonna probably go start things because she's afraid of like accidentally like being really disrespectful to somebody.
Okay. The day has been long with conversation. Is there anything you're keeping an ear out for?
Kind of everything, to be honest. Like I know that that's not really helpful for you, but she's probably trying to absorb literally as much as she can.
Okay. Give me a general perception check.
I'm bad at that.
Could be worse. Could be a wisdom save.
True. Looks longingly over at investigation. Let's see.
One day.
Okay, I mean, decent. Let's see, perception. 17.
So, you look over and there's a few people talking. One kind of stands out a little bit more than others. They're dressed in colors, the only person here dressed in the colors of Randrum. A tall, slender woman with blue eyes and long blonde hair. She's got a very flowing, elegant dress of navy blue and gold. She has a staff very much so of the arcane, with a not unsimilar sapphire-style crystal to the top of it. What you do pick up is she's talking to perhaps another half-elven man who's in the Arvergrad kind of military attire, and she's making a small comment that you pick up very, very briefly, and she says, "Well, I must say they are kind of well, at least a little different than the Lady Aura described, maybe. Or maybe it's just that I'm seeing them in a more official capacity. Or maybe it's just that the one that caused trouble isn't here. Who knows?"
That would be part of it.
Absolutely fair. Good to Aura's just been absolutely shit talking us the whole court of Randrum.
To be fair, she deserves it at this point.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I get like she's really like letting Cal take the lead for us as far as like where they go conversationally wise.
So,
I'm Uno reversing your sacrificial lamb.
Like, I know that you put me forward, but
Yeah.
in reverse.
In character wise, it makes more sense for you to lead.
Look, it does. It does. Is it Anthelius, the leader of the Prescient Elves?
yes.
Do I see him around?
Yes, he is surrounded by a number of prescient knights, as he is kind of just going over talking about things. There's people that you haven't seen in the summit, but you see from very similar affection to Tranen's armor, that he is like, there is military people that do not care for the talks, but care for the commands that he is like giving small orders to, and they're kind of writing stuff down.
Okay.
But you can grab his attention if you so wish.
Yeah, I was going to say, can I try and make my way through the crowd of Prescient Elves around and
You easily can.
head over towards him?
He looks up
Yeah.
as he's talking to someone to the side, and he sees just from the corner as you walk up, and he just he gives a quick hand wave as the squire, whoever it would be, kind of folds up the parchment and puts it in his lapel, and kind of stands at Anthelius' side. He goes, "Well, Prince Calicindia, it is nice to see you. So
Yes.
well."
I just realized that we have not had any formal meeting before.
No, we
Hardly
have
count
not.
standing up in a summit, but it's a pleasure to meet you, especially on such an auspicious occasion as this.
It is monumentous and unheard of.
Indeed. I must admit I was not, perhaps pessimistically so, not quite anticipating such a positive outcome, but it is a relief.
We expected such a good outcome, or at least we hoped for it. Our seers did foresee good tidings
That is good.
for once.
I have heard much about the Seers of Mount Ondi. That is something that I hold a lot of admiration for. The Prescient Elves.
I must say, you probably might even fit well in there, ironically almost, with the beautiful title that it seems the rank and file have given you of the Mad Prophet.
Catchy title. But I
Yeah.
hope it doesn't come too true. I would rather keep a hold of most of my sanity if possible.
We would also like that.
I've been doing
Can
what
I
I can
just-
to help reinforce that.
Can I just make a general insight check
Sure.
on this guy as he's talking about the whole, particularly like honing in on the unification side of things, just to see how is he feeling when he's saying it, when he's talking
Give me
about
an
it.
insight. This is something you guys are canonically both very good at.
Not when I rolled in that one.
Oh,
The Iron Will of Ondi is stern in speech as he is in demeanor.
Perhaps though, I should very much like to visit Mount Ondi someday, especially with such events that have occurred here.
Kind of folds his arms and Yes, perhaps. I don't see why not. Anyway,
Perfect.
if we are to try
Say-
and harbor better relations between our kin, there's worse things that could
Precisely.
happen.
Well, I am the less of the traditional starless, as you could say.
I don't think it's entirely fair to call you starless at all anymore, is it?
No, that is a good point. Starless I was, but no longer. The world below was my home, but not really anymore. But
We're
Your
always
man-
evolving and sorry.
sure,
We're always
Always
evolving
changing.
and changing. It makes sense that we all grow multiple homes as we venture through the world.
Afterwards, I hope you you live up to the rumor of what a star elf is meant to be, at the very least.
I hope I can. I very much hope so.
I'm sure there will be
Your,
many eyes on you.
I'm sure there will be, and not all of them as positive as the ones here. But that came with the change, and one that I will accept. Your man Trennan. He's done well. He did do very well to convince me, especially of the validity of doing all of this, that it could work.
That's quite quaint. He spins it the opposite way. That it was both of you who did quite the convincing.
To be honest, they were both rather stubborn but hopeful and just kind of standing there staring at each other from a distance.
An apt way of putting it. I think a lot of the convincing went down to Zamani's behalf, and it was more a matter of getting us to agree to it.
That is interesting. Ladies and money. I don't presume to know, but what lineage do you hail from before the infernal affliction?
To be honest, wait, sorry. Out of character. We talked about this a bit. This is just like asking like what her non-tiefling parent is, right?
And asking what her, like, when tiefling entered her family's bloodline, because tiefling can be born to anybody. He's trying to fish to see if there's any elf blood in you.
Okay. I come from much more humble upbringing, sir, Your Majesty. Sorry.
Not a
That was me
majesty.
as a person going, wait, I don't want to address him incorrectly. I come from much more humble upbringings. I don't claim to know all of my descendants. I simply know that my father's a tiefling and my mother was human. Unfortunately, he passed away very young in my life, and we weren't able to have such conversations.
I'm sorry to hear that. It's never easy losing one's parent when you're young.
No. But it's also just the way of the world in many circumstances.
You're not wrong. I'd say as shiny as possible, you must have a bit of elf blood in you if you're weighing in so heavily on affairs between the nations.
Whether I do or not, I'm grateful for the opportunity to help make positive change.
It is yet to be seen if it will be positive, but we can always hope.
Of course.
I disagree. Respectfully, of course. I think today has gone very positively. It's a good
Today has
start.
gone diplomatic and as positive as we could hope, but we've yet to see how many lives will be lost because of this. We will see if it will be an overall benefit or not.
It is understandable. Lives, many lives were to be lost either way, though. At least from everything I've seen. The coming
That is
times
true.
are wrought with danger.
I
We have to stand together if we have any hope of surviving at all.
stand behind Zamani on this point, yeah. Inaction in the oncoming conflict would bring about just as much pain and suffering, if not more.
Perhaps, but I don't need to be explaining to a mad prophet that, unfortunately, most prophecies dwell on doom.
That is a
rather
good
than
point. Unfortunately, many major prophecies do result in doom and gloom and
the
horrific
popular ones,
tidings.
anyway.
The ones that stick.
People like their drama.
I hope it goes well. I do.
Thank you.
We have been at war for too long, even for elves.
We have. That is true.
It is something I'm coming to understand. Everyone seems to move at slightly different paces, and it's hard to navigate.
Prescient and Starless are akin in that, even for elves, we tend to move slower than normal.
We like to weigh up every possibility, and there's a lot of time spent planning, and then the action that comes after is quick, but coming to an agreement normally takes time. This, in its own right, has been rushed beyond many's liking.
It's understandable. And I wish we had time to deliberate on a more thorough level. We just haven't been given the option.
No. Our enemies forced our hand. But hopefully we can make them regret that. I also wanted to speak to you that this is a monumental effort that we are starting here. If there is anything I can do to further it and help it progress, you know that I have my keep set up at Ariel in the Kingdom of Burton. If you have any ideas or anyone with ideas to help further this noble goal of ours, then they will be able to reach me there. If not as an ally amongst the Starless who also wishes to see such a change.
Perhaps. It is good to know where we can reach you. It is painfully difficult trying to get a messenger pigeon into Vision Alexandria.
Precisely, there's that as well. Burton is much more of a simple route to take.
Especially when you can teleport.
That as well. But in time, I should be honored to have prescient elf diplomats hosted there.
That is a interesting idea, at the very least. I do not know if it'll be acted upon quite as quick as this, but perhaps someday.
Someday. The gesture of trust.
Even if the actual actions do not come to fruition for quite a while, the intentions are clear. Thank you again for taking the time to leave your city and come here. I understand that it's not easy to leave one's home, especially in times like these. So,
it's not me you have to thank, it's Trannan. I was nothing if not convinced.
Ternan is a good friend.
He is an
Hopefully
excellent
we'll
soldier.
Finding both is rare.
Well, as nice as idle talk is, I do have to start moving troops quite quickly.
Of course.
That is fair.
So,
I wish you the best of luck.
Congratulations on your betrothment, and my thanks for this conversation.
Thank you for your time.
It is a pleasure to finally meet you.
After that, Zamani's just gonna like look at him and be like, "Did I do good? Is that normal?"
You did wonderful. No, don't worry about it at all. Honestly,
I don't-
you're absolutely knocking this out of the park, Samani.
I'm just trying to kind of act like me, but be as fancy as your mom, to be completely honest with you.
That's a
kind
pretty
of
good
my
way of handling it. That's a pretty good baseline, considering that normally you handle yourself well in any sort of formal, well, social situation. And putting on a few more formal airs and graces is. No.
Generally,
You
if I
appear as a
offend
natural.
somebody, the state of the world isn't in danger.
Mm.
So I'm a bit more nervous about this.
That's a fair point. That's a fair point. But no, honestly, the worst is already done. You're stood up in front of a huge crowd like that to deliver a speech.
Oh yeah, I
All
wasn't
eyes on
expecting
you.
that.
No, I wasn't either. I thought that we would be mostly looked over and ignored for that whole thing, and pulling us up for speeches. That was not what I thought, but
I mean, it was smart. It makes sense if she wants me to have a good standing with it within your people. But
It
like,
does.
oof, a little warning would have been nice.
regardless,
Planned something actually nice.
look, everyone seemed to think you did a good job.
Oh,
I thought you did
yeah.
wonderfully, personally, but
course
that
you did.
natural charm and talent coming out.
I think someone affiliated with Aura, and I just kind of like nod my head over to her. She was saying earlier to one of the other diplomats that we do not match up with her. I'm sure very flattering description.
Oh yes, I'm sure Aura had only the nicest things to say about us in the courts of Randrum. I'm saddened by that whole incident, though.
So
I had wished to learn a lot from her.
we're just nice to
sadly,
go
no
introduce
more.
ourselves. Maybe we can try to work towards repairing the affiliation.
Perhaps. I suppose at the very least it will put a bit more of a good word in.
True. Come on, let's go.
Right? Head out towards the random person, mysterious diplomat. As yet unnamed.
As you make your way over, she kind of sees your approach and waves off the people she is speaking to and writes herself to be, very, very proper, and she gives a very, very small curtsy as you both make your way over. Lord and Lady Callisind and Zamani, I've heard much about you.
I
Yes.
feel a bit remiss that I do not know your name. My lady?
My name is Alara. I am nothing but an apprentice to the Lady Aura. I'm only here to make note of the conversations that should happen and interject if it was befit of me.
Right. We had noticed your the symbols and the colours of Randrum on your outfit. Regrettably, we did not leave your fine kingdom in the best of light, but
Correct.
it made a good impression on us, especially the works of your tutor.
The Lady Aura is, and I say this with as much humility as I can as her apprentice, perhaps the best arcanist Quentos has known.
She's
Like I
put up
said.
quite incredible feats.
So what
I
was
wish
that,
we had
Simone?
better standing with her.
Indeed.
She,
It was a regrettable action by some of our former colleagues.
she does not use official monikers when she is describing you all.
I can imagine.
I believe that's fair, given what happened.
Yes. I hope in time that such wounds will heal. But
I
Who's to say
shan't
when
speak for the Lady Aura.
Oh,
of course
okay.
not, of course.
You wouldn't want to put
How
you in
did
a
you-
horrible position.
Yeah. How did you find the proceedings here?
So,
A lot to write down, a lot to record.
you put it well. A lot to take in. A lot to
course.
report back. You're
Was the name was Ilaria? Sorry.
Alara Windrider.
What were you going to say?
It would be a lot to report back, but it is it appears to be all working well for you, which is good news for us all. If Samael is truly as big of a threat as you all say.
Yes.
No.
Given what's happened with Burton recently, as well as much more subtle move that he's made across the continent as a whole, I don't see there's any way to treat him as anything other than one of the most dangerous threats I've ever seen, at least.
With what we've seen with our own eyes, as well. Definitely.
He appears to be taken quite seriously world round, so perhaps if we all prepare our best, it shan't be such an issue.
What is the overall feeling in Randrum towards the Samael situation? If
Caution.
I may ask.
As
Caution?
with most things, the
Understand.
the city is, as would be expected of the Sapphire Seat, quite well protected. More so than Burton or Crosspost, so we worry not so much about a siege and magics that could afflict us, but we are making preparations in our own ways. The Lady Aura is no stranger to her home being onset by evil, so she is more than ready. She has fought Archfey and evil alike, so we have faith in her ability.
We're lucky to have such experienced colleagues and associates with us. I think as long as we're able to all stand together as a united force, I think that we're going to be okay.
Yeah.
That's the goal, at
One would
least.
hope.
One would hope. There's a lot more to talk on that front, but this is probably not the time or place for that. But glad to know that preparations are being made in Randrum, and if the reputation of your kingdom holds true, then you should not be worried.
It will, but I appreciate it.
Thank you for your time.
No.
It was sorry. I wasn't trying to say bye. I wasn't sure, like, as a player of the. I feel bad, like, just like talking people to the point where they're all just like, okay, I'm gonna go. So I was trying to like.
Yeah.
Look,
Okay,
you guys
Rainy,
approach people, and it depends on how you take each conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, so far we've approached two people that probably weren't the most eager to talk.
Yeah.
Look. One you approached and had a pretty neutral view of you, and one probably has somewhat of a negative perception of you guys.
Look, one of them has been
though.
yeah, exactly. Look, this person here has had aura shit talking us to their face constantly leading up to this point. Okay, we had to try. We had to try and improve on that.
Yeah, we're trying to fix it a little bit. The betrothed.
If it ain't the betrothed, look, for real, honestly. How are you today, Nate?
How you doing?
Also Des, yeah, look, I'm here.
So Des, I guess, yeah.
Damn.
I guess.
You really did it like that, huh?
Des is existing.
T-posing in the corner.
Look,
Yeah,
I'm just here to facilitate us, the NPCs that buffer your ERP.
Did you say that?
That's for the Patreon. Come on.
Yeah, come on. You can't give away our material, Des.
God.
So, who would you all like to approach next? Or is there anyone particularly? Do you kind of try and want to place yourself, perhaps put in the way of some people that
I'll
appear to be talking?
strategically position myself, knowing like the layout of these type of events, like, you know, appear in the middle and open to talk to people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to see if anyone wants to talk with us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um,
I want someone to make a good impression on us. The other way around.
Okay, so you kind of navigate the area. Can you just give me a general like charisma check?
Absolutely.
Yes. Yes, I can.
That is better than my nat 1 I rolled before. What is my Riz at?
Where is my Riz at? He says.
Just straight charisma.
Goddamn.
Okay, 15. Not amazing. Pretty bad roll again, but
I got 12 plus 5 for 15 as well.
Okay. So you kind of position yourself and working their way through the crowds, you see this half-elven man, kind of this thicker, like coarse salt and pepper stubble. Face quite heavily scarred from probably many battles. You can see that he is very much so of the military persuasion in Arvagrad's general military colours of this kind of onyx and silver persuasion. Kind of placing himself in the way he very much so once it, like as if he has been watching you waiting once he sees you like in a more neutral, not engaging anyone, almost like with surgical precision, he just makes his way through the crowd to like intercept you all. Well, hello there. My name is Octavius Magnus. It is a pleasure to meet you both. I have heard much about you.
Lovely to meet you.
pleasure to meet
Maybe
you,
some money.
Octavius.
I've heard much of your exploits both throughout Quinto so far. Your exploits and mixed things, my lord. There has been a few perhaps dour reports from some of the nations on your goings about, but you have been quite the trailblazer, making your way through many kingdoms at this stage.
I'm sorry, when you paused, I was just like, they're influencers for real, for real.
He just walks away.
Fuck.
He just
Balancing this money just influences.
Yes, we have heard in Arvagard much of your initial reportings of you did very, very well, and I believe it's Brendan well fighting back against the Darakul, and I believe you get even placed back to some of the earliest risings of the Darakul surfacing in Ulden, and then again you have apparently made quite the splash in Ojikir, but the reports from there are not all copacetic and neutral.
I don't think anything about Ojikir could be unified at this point when it's coming to an opinion.
No, in Zarsan as a whole is an interesting place. I have friends within the Shadow Paradox who said you've done somewhat well, and then there has been reports of a group not dissimilar in disguise to you all, let's say, perhaps over in near the northeastern reaches of Zarsan that did quite a number on a small town. Apparently there's a young boy, who's Leonin boy, who claims that there have been people like you all moving through the area, past Onderall and such.
Strange.
Wait, what is he talking about?
He's alluding to the time where you had to murder a few people and they got pinned on a boy.
Oh, yeah. They tried to save him.
Yes.
Yeah, tried to save him and then he just disintegrated.
Yeah.
Because choices didn't matter. They do matter now, though. Hey,
True.
Right. Well, look, I think that I speak for us both when I say that some of these reputations we hope to be absolved from.
What is using
some
a lot
of
of
them
time
we
for
can
mistakes?
prove to be, of course, and some of them we hope to be proven wrong.
You've much to prove to Randrum, it does seem.
Yes, it does seem so. Unfortunately, some of our companions, not ourselves, angered some of its notable individuals in power, but that is something to work on. Arvagard, thankfully, we have not made such enemies. I have not actually met too many people from Arvagard in my time.
I do apologize.
I believe
You
our
seem-
records do show that you have met members of the Humming Cloaks, so there is that.
Correct.
Yes, that is correct.
Kelsia, one
We're
of them,
very close with Kelsier.
apparently resides at my court, as a matter of fact.
Very good. How is he? I have not ever taken the journey to know him myself, but I've known of the Humming Cloaks. They are very of good repute within Avergrad.
He's
Kelsier is
recently
a very-
taken a new lease on life. Seems to be enjoying his time with us, thankfully.
Yes.
He's a good friend.
Yes, pity about his brother, but
Yes.
Yes.
Fortunately, we can't choose whose our families are.
I mean, it's a pity because he was an excellent scholar. He did much for Avergrad. But
Yes, I agree with that. But it's also a pity that many times the associations of somebody's upbringing tend to bleed over into those relations.
I'm curious, what did he do for Arvigrad? I haven't quite heard that side of things.
Gromathir.
Hmm.
The Humming Cloaks originally had been sent on many works from the council of diplomats. But the expertise of the Humming Cloaks to enter ancient ruins and find strong troves of magic that we had heard of. There is a spattering and a quite not non-substantial amount of pre-dawn ruins near our borders.
Hmm. Interesting.
Ancient giant holes and the first steps of humanity on Quinthos that he looked into for us.
Very interesting.
It's
shame.
very interesting work.
Unfortunately, remiss. You seem to know much of us, but I know little of you. Would you mind helping me bridge that gap?
Not at all. It is my job to know things. I am a man who catalogues reports mostly in my spare time, unfortunately. But when duty dictates, I am more than willing to make my way out into the open world. I represent the Republic sovereignty of Avergrad, and I was a very well-renowned general in my time. I'm a bit past my fighting days, unfortunately, but I still have a trove of knowledge of various relations that have been had, various spats we've had with Favendel and treaties we've had with Rindleton, and I spent a decent part of my youth squiring in Zarsan, actually. We do have good relations, Avergrad and Ojikir, before we were countries.
Well,
But
a natural choice to send here, then.
yes. But I have been known to negotiate when is needed for us, and we have had issues with Darakula of ourselves, most dispatched when we needed them, but not really had an issue to deal with them. Yes?
Out of character, is Overgrad the one that's currently at war?
No, that's Casselia.
No.
Casellia, okay. So Casellia is also where the first, the artifice has also happened, not Ojikir, right?
No,
Ojikir
first
is where
artificers
the
happened in
artifice
Ojikir.
Okay, it is Ojikir. Okay, sorry. I'm trying to make
Yeah.
sure that I keep my
Basically,
information,
Casselia is the Vatican.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No, it's been turned into that.
It's gonna be the Vatican. But obviously, with the ongoing situations in what is now being called Mantara Theatre, there is close
How
eyes
is
on
that
our
called?
southern borders.
How is
It's
that proceeding at the moment? I haven't
It is
been
a
able to
civil
see too many-
war.
Right.
Hard.
Have you received
Very-
many reports from it?
There has been many assaults on the temples within what used to be Casselia's southern lands, but it is not for us to try and quell how Casselia governs their own people in Kerrigan. It is their own decisions coming back to haunt them.
True. I did hear a story, though, of some of the arcanists from this, what did you call it, Mantara Thea, dropping a mountain, well, the top of a mountain on Is there any legitimacy to these reports?
Yes, so I don't really address it as it's just fucking impressive magic, isn't it? 10th level or something.
Yes.
It took 10 of the best arcanists from that area, and reports have it that only one lived. Took the life force of the 9 others. But, yes, down in the Zipsel Plains there is a, quite the crater near the River Zhubik.
Most
Devastating
impressive.
magics.
Devastating magics. It's a
Indeed.
civil war that if it bleeds into other lands, I imagine there's already word between Rindleton, Favendale and Avergrad to intervene if it keeps on too much. But it is, as I said, ultimately a civil war between what has broken out within Castelia. Magic is not quite as free there as it would be in Ojikir or Avergrad. They have tried to impose heavy restriction on arcanism, trying to really follow the initial beliefs of humanity post the 300-year war with the Jotuns. It's very much so, and forgive me for saying so, I know you're not of the persuasion, but of the ascended gods.
Understandable. So it's much more of a religiously motivated.
It's a theocratic state that's led by the churches, so they wish to keep it that way. They do not care for the diplomacy of the people. Churches decide most.
What do you know of this fledgling state of Mentarathea?
I would put them almost past fledgling at this stage. They have taken in all territory south of the Stragon.
And what about themselves? How do they pose themselves to be?
They are well studied, and some innately born, some are just gifted, but they do seem to be drawing in support from some of the Arcanist states throughout the world. There is at least a grim curiosity for most Arcanists to try and figure out why they are going for independency, but it shouldn't be. Hopefully peace can be found and new borders can be drawn.
Hopefully.
There's a voice of hope.
Hmm.
We only hear very light snippets in our chapel, so we very much appreciate getting more of a detailed rundown of the affairs.
And if the summit here has proven anything, it shows that peace can be achieved even between the most difficult of adversaries.
Perhaps. I do not know very well of as it does not involve Alvarad directly yet. But
Of course.
Tarathir is strong from whatever uprising they had was clearly in the works for a while, and there was a breaking point.
Right.
Those are
Right.
optimists. We also heard recently that there was a school of artifice that seems to be emerging within your lands.
Not within mine, but within Zarsan's, where we are. Now it is beginning shortly. A newer school, yes, they have an interesting approach to how they interpret magic. Many young prospects of Alvagrad have begun making their way over here to study it. It is a new school of magic that we have not seen before, so it is interesting.
Sounds like it.
I
I believe that we had heard that they had made some sort of, sorry, out of character, I can't remember the word. It wasn't a golem, was it?
no, it was
A Gearforge cell.
A gear forge. That they had found a way to create a soul.
I can't speak for the legitimacy of that, but the Alvagrad Senate does believe so. Not the Alvagrad, the Ojikir Senate does believe them to be correct now. I do not know how it works, but if
I'm getting names. Wait, so this guy is from
Alvagrad.
Ojikir.
he's from
Avergrad.
Avergrad.
I thought he was from Ojikir. Okay, sorry.
No.
The names are very similar. I got them mixed up. Sorry. I was trying to find a way to talk to him about something that had to do with his country, and I ended up fucking failing.
No, you're okay. But no, it is an impressive school of magic that we all have our own respects for, but I think every nation would be lying if they weren't trying to invent something new of their own to discover or divulge.
That's understandable.
I think there's a great deal to learn from it. It's been a long time since quite a dramatic form of magic has been, well, I suppose you could say invented, but at least brought to such a such a major spotlight.
It is impressive. But, it seems to be a lot of lower level enchantments. It could just generally improve the lives of most of the denizens of Quenthos. So, the more of us that know it, the better.
Is looking over at Caleb. It reminds me of the acquaintance you met a while back.
Yes, I have invested as well in some practicing artificery here in Zarsen. Let me just
The
find
gear
the name
set
of the
or
person.
Broxon Freetail?
No, not the gear set. Independent from the gear set. What was the name, Des?
Broxon Freetail.
Broxon Freetail.
Broxon. I think it is. I can double check.
Yeah, I think it was Broxon Freetail. Something like that.
Yeah, we can retroactively fix it.
Retroactively.
I have it
Broxon,
here. I can just grab the other. Yeah.
And I'll just control F through my notes and see if it is. Yeah, Broxon Freetail and Artist Light Shield.
Yeah.
I'll actually pull out the item. They've, at least so far, they've shared with us this kind of one-way teleportation item.
That is interesting. I could see many uses for that but I suppose specifically the banks.
Yes, that's currently what we're actually using it for. That and also for notes one way.
Essentially put gold in here and it goes straight into my coffers at my keep.
Yeah, I see
it.
it.
Can be used in the treasury.
I'm not a studied mage, but I do take a hobbyist interest in these sort of things. He
And I
looks
gotta
over
hand
it.
it to him. He sees like
flips it
the
over.
little sewed-in note from Zoe on it.
He flips it over a few times. Do you mind if as he pulls out a small silver piece?
Of course, by all means.
Kind of looks in. That's quaint. Takes another one. Oh. Takes 30 sip. Now, before I start spending all my pocket change.
Thank you.
An Overgradian donation to RIL keep us.
Most appreciated.
Thank
But
you.
if you
That
are
is
interested-
entertaining.
Yes,
If
it's
you are
quite
interested
fun.
in knowing more, I would suggest speaking to Broxon.
Well, are you their patronage?
Yes.
I would very much so be interested in procuring some of these. How much would you like for, let's say, 6 bags?
Is he considering each one to be a bag or bags
Yes.
of them? Okay.
Oh.
How much was the one?
You've no idea.
Yeah.
Um,
I believe we may have to speak, considering that this specifically is still in quite its infancy. This is the first one I believe we've been able to create. But we'd definitely love to speak on it further.
I would need to speak with him and know the costs that have gone into it, and would go into producing further ones. But that is something I'd be most happy to provide you with.
Overgrad would be very, even for personal usage. I can't deny the benefit.
Of course.
I have no such party tricks to show of my own, and if I were to talk of the magics being uncovered in Overgrad, I think I'd be court-martialed, so perhaps I should keep those a secret. It's bad to divulge one's state secrets.
Just wait. This man just alluded to the fact that they found a being within their borders.
No.
No, okay. Wait, I thought it. Wait, what did you say then? Because I thought you
He's
said
found
that it would
state
be
secrets, and it'd be bad if he divulged state secrets and the
Okay,
things that
I
they've
thought
been
you-
discovering.
About forms of magic.
Oh, okay. Forms of magic. I thought you said. I don't. Sorry. Brain goes burr
New
sometimes.
types of beings within the borders.
Yeah, I thought I said beings. I was like, wait. That's quite a thing to let slip while talking about not talking about
You're like,
things.
wait a second, mage lore development? Hold up.
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute.
But, perhaps the next time we speak, though, might have a few new knickknacks like this of your own.
Who knows? Perhaps. I do like to collect curios. There's even
Aside from the, sorry.
by all means.
Aside from the normal sending, is there a convenient way to reach out to you?
You can direct anything to the Octavius estate in Evergrad if you do wish to send letters and the like.
Thank you.
All right. Well, we also need to know the address of where we'll have to ship these to.
Well, if you address something to the Octavius estate of Evergrad, it is a I am Octavius the Sixth, so it should find us.
That's fair.
Perfect.
The estate was named after my great grandfather.
Quite a long-standing family.
Yes, the Magnus family is doing well, and there has been many Octavii.
Octavii.
I'm sorry that we've never met up till now. You're quite a wonderful individual to get to speak with.
I take your kind words to heart. Thank you. So, if ever you should be in Evergrad, do look me up. It is always nice to know when other dignitaries are coming to town, and make sure you can show them the right paths, give them the good representation of the city.
Thank
Absolutely.
you. That would be much appreciated.
I think we would both very much like to build up a reliable set of friendly faces in cities around the world.
Also, in
Good
part, that would be
confidence,
nice to know if you're coming through the country in case you do decide to do anything rash, or your friends decide to do anything rash, such as
Hopefully not.
Yes.
trying to attack foreign dignitaries. But we can all deal with that when it comes to it, and perhaps not deal with that at all.
Hopefully, and I say this with the utmost optimism, that it will never come to that again.
Yes, that is the goal. That is for sure the goal.
Yes, on the quite the reputation on the world political stage. So
Yes, one that I hope to avoid, but here
yes.
we are.
What are courts if not gossips, but dust paid?
True. Very true. But it has been a pleasure to speak with you, Octavius.
You don't want to take up too much of your time, of course.
No, but if you do wish to take up somebody's time that is probably not going to dilly-dally with words as much as I am, someone who's a bit more direct, I do believe Aria Luminous it was looking to speak to many dignitaries of the areas. She is a rising diplomat within Avrograd. She is known for her advocacy in trade relations with Riddleton, Favendel, and Thiel and the like, and if you wish to set up potential trades or such for the world below, I do not know if you have pathways very close to Avrograd, but if there was someone to speak to, it is Aria Luminous.
Alright, well, thank you for that. I'll have to speak to her.
I can introduce you if you'd like, but other than that, you could probably find her wandering around.
Thank
An
you.
introduction would be wonderful today.
Yes, yes, follow me. I think I spot her over there as he kind of starts craning his neck to just spot and bring over. There's a younger half-elven woman with very much those blonde ringlets, very much the onyx and silver attire of Arvergrad, as he goes, well, all right, there's the dignitaries from the Starless Kingdom, the lovely couple that is Calicinda and Zmani, as she kind of looks to, as you all come over. She goes, well, Octavius, thank you. I had mean to speak to everybody of importance that I could. She gives a very, very, very dignified curtsy. She is extremely put together. Makeup, dress, everything. She is looking her best.
It's a pleasure to meet you. Octavius put in quite the good word about you.
Octavius is a charmer, so I do not doubt it. It's a pleasure to meet you. My name, if he has not already said it 1,000 times, is Aria Luminous. I am a law speaker for the trade agreements in Arvergrad.
It's lovely to meet you.
A pleasure, and I doubt I will be the first, and I doubt I will be the last, but let me pass on my congratulations of your betrothal.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This is most kind of you.
Yes. We heard that you were interested in things of trade and the deals of the like. That you were looking to speak with quite a number of people here.
Yes, everyone that I can. It is very rare to catch a prescient elf or starless elf, or let alone a matter of them together.
And let alone quite in this number.
Yes. and has and should always fall within my realm of purview for the trade deals within Novigrad. I've been known to facilitate many of them, and been known to be quite the skilled orator and negotiator for. So, I'm always open to discussing potential trade between kingdoms, or even just facilitating a mediation for kingdoms.
Is that something that Cal can do?
Depends on how much Cal's willing to do without his mother's approval.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't sure like where like his like range of things was.
On the surface, with a bit more of a limited authority.
Okay.
Well, obviously, I am but the prince. I cannot organize everything of that manner, but I can at least speak good words to my mother.
The queen is a busy woman, but
Yes.
your mother does know how to make quite the appearance.
She does. I suppose if you're the first starless monarch to make his appearance on the surface since we first went into the world below, you better make a good appearance. Make it memorable.
I think perhaps our Sam will talk of that gown for quite some time.
I should hope so.
It's gorgeous. It's amazing.
So,
What types of trade do you like to partake in?
well, anything that is profitable for both parties is always beneficial, but if there's minor trades that can help nations grow and prosper, that is always something. It has come to my awareness that you are within Arael Keep in Burton. While I am not familiar with Burton itself, I do know Burton as a whole, as a kingdom, does suffer greatly with logging. With the Morrowbeer Woods, it is extremely difficult. So perhaps a trade agreement for harder oaks and woods to be delivered could be beneficial to you. I do not know, as I said, of Arael Keep exactly, but I do know of its general geographic location. You're quite close to the water, so deliveries would not be difficult.
Yes.
As for ourselves, with the Savannah Woods, we have more than apt logging potential, and
We're
everything
currently in the
west of
process
the
setting up
Grecken.
docks for people.
I suppose the main thing is if you have resources to help an amicable trade, or if it would just be payment. But it's something I'd be more than willing to help facilitate if there's such things you would need. Is there anything you believe yourselves to be lacking in a Arael Keep, other than timber?
I have not, and this is me thinking to myself, is there anything that Vocator would have mentioned in terms of being of need, of lacking in terms of stockpiles, what we have available?
A lot of stone and timber.
Or just like everything. Is it just like everything?
Mostly missing materials.
Kind of, Burton as a whole is
material.
very naval and lacks greatly in construction. It's what's limited its growth a lot. Because if you want to get construction stuff, you have to go to Mount Zakek across the Zephyrican Bay, because quarrying where you're at, you just don't have the room.
Yeah.
Alright, I mean, construction materials of all sorts would be greatly appreciated, especially as we intend to expand area. As for what we can offer, correct if I'm wrong, Des, but Ariel does not have much at the moment to offer.
No, you haven't done any expansionists. You do have a gold and silver mine.
Besides,
yes. That, and also depending on how many potential arcanists on the artificer path we could end up finding or recruiting, we could expand that into an actual business for exportation as well.
That's true. But we do have gold and silver to offer from our mine, which is just starting its operation in full once again, but other than that,
as soon as we got things up and running, we ended up getting attacked, so...
Yes, that is a bit of put a bit of a damper on things, but
yes,
it is back in operation.
Poor luck lately.
Yes.
It has. But hopefully that will begin to change, and the tides will begin to turn.
You may perhaps think me a bit too forward, but I had a feeling such situations of Ariel and Burton's Need as a whole, and I have relations with some of the forces within Rindleton and Ranjam as a whole. I am quite close with the Flimbush family and their quarries, so I have stone and much logging ready in Port Jundari, ready to be shipped if you so need it. I was just waiting to speak with someone
Wonderful.
of importance, perhaps.
Wonderful.
Hoping not to jump ahead of myself too much, but
Of course.
there is materials ready to be sent.
Alright, well, at this stage, as I mentioned, the only real potential export material that we have is gold and silver. Beyond that, it would be monetary payment.
I'm more than sure we could perhaps take a season's worth of profits from the mine in return for such an export, which would help you expand, especially if you have just been under siege. I imagine you would need much timber and stone for your walls and expanding.
Refortifications. Yes.
Exactly. So I think I would definitely agree to that. A season's worth of our profits from the mine.
Currently, we are lacking of a port, though, so I know that we are close to the ocean in that regard, but we don't really have an adequate place of docking to offload such materials.
No, that is part of the reason why we do need these materials, is to build ourselves a proper port.
Yes.
Otherwise, it would have to ship to Burton, and then... Actually, is Alden... Is Alden...
Alden's Inner Bay. You'd want to go... that's like... up here. Be a little bit closer, maybe. Yeah.
Either through Alden or Burton, and then to us.
Alden does not have the best docks, but perhaps... there is also the... If you could clear it with the Sovereign of Burton, Avagrad as a whole is more than willing to offer foreign aid to help you in your trying times. We could help the construction of a port, but would be required to take some of the taxation off the trade routes with the southern trade pass that is the Elixir. But I think that probably is a little bit outside of your purview, but if you could... it is from our knowledge that you are close with King Everett, and if it would behoove you all, it would be another trade stop along the southern trade pass, and you would have a port.
And it also potentially offer trade with Crosspost and the like to be much faster as well.
Yes.
Would it be possible to have some sort of like documentation of this conversation written up so that we may bring it to him in a more official capacity?
As I said, I do not like to be too much ahead of myself, but I do have something of the like ready. She opens a small purse and she is like unfolded. She's been ready for this.
Oh,
she's
yeah.
Like she's wanted to get a port there to get reduced on, because like if you guys remember from like when we launched campaign, Burton's so strong because they impose heavy taxation on the southern trade pass. Like,
yeah.
So she's trying to get a tax break for Arvergrad.
We of course can't make any promises one way or the other, and there may be potential revisions need to be made to our agreements, but I think that this is definitely the beginning of a wonderful relationship, especially given all of the amicable conversation that we've at least had up to this point.
What?
Precisely so.
What we can do for you is nothing but help the citizens of Arvergrad. Share our sympathies for you in these trying times.
It's deeply appreciated. And we hope that if such negotiations go through, then we can find ways to more equal relationships and accommodations for one another.
Like I said to Octavius before, I have not had the pleasure of meeting too many dignitaries from Arvergrad yet, so that is something I would very much like to look towards expanding.
And I hope we are impressing well.
Yeah, so far nothing but positive introductions so far.
If If you need anything else of us, the man in charge of our detachment is Marius Valtos. If you do wish to talk to the head of the Arvagrad diplomatic corps that has come here, he should be around somewhere.
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you for that, and thank you for your time.
You're more than welcome, and thank you for sharing such a lovely conversation with me.
Of course. Best of luck to you. Speaking to everyone else here, there's a lot of introductions to be made, I'm sure.
There's a lot of paperwork in this pass.
Oh, absolutely.
Hey, you came prepared though.
Yeah. She gives a curtsy and excuses herself.
Does she have a way of contact, or is would that be within the papers?
That's all within the papers if you need to.
Okay,
Yeah. She gives us her Twitter handle. Yeah.
cool, great, appreciate it. Well, that went well.
I did. I'm surprised by the amount of people from around the world here, but I suppose,
Same.
as she put it, it is the first time Starless or Present have been in such large numbers anywhere on the surface. Makes sense.
It's a little concerning how little how vague she was about what they would be getting out of things.
Precisely, which is why I didn't agree to anything else but the one that she could deliver more firm
Yes.
expectations on, but I suppose she was wanting to counter Burton's control over the over the southern trade routes somewhat.
Probably, yes.
Which is a matter for King Everett and not myself. That
Which
is
is
a
why
little
I'm
out of
very
my
nervous.
purview.
Yeah. I'm glad that she had things in paperwork so that we could start that conversation with Everett. Do you think that's something you'd like to do today, or do you want to wait a bit later?
Oh, no, please. I think he deserves this time off. Time off from being king.
Although I feel like looking over at him, he's probably having like deep conversations with a bunch of people.
Oh, he is. Actually, you see Everett talking to someone that you recognize just by the Arvagrad colors. He is talking to probably the head diplomat from Arvagrad, which is a distinct guy who is very difficult to not notice. You see this male human, quite seasoned in his years, but the thing that is like almost like initial shock, if you wouldn't know how to hold yourself in this sort of situation, is almost akin to a burn pattern. Starting from his neck that goes up the side of his face is this onyx scale that just climbs up the side of his head.
Very cool.
Very, very cool.
And one eye is a deep crimson, the other is just a blue. Almost like a slate grey blue.
Have I ever heard of people with this type of affliction or
Allison's
whatever it is?
never.
Yeah.
I assume Zamani wouldn't either, because she's much less informed on things.
No, you guys are Easterners. This is Western Arvagrad.
This is this is stinky side of the continent.
I don't think he has much of a time off to be fair, at least not yet.
No, he is.
Would you like to go introduce
rescue him?
ourselves?
Oh, right.
He seems to be holding his own quite well. We could at least partake. Meet a new friend, potentially.
Of course. Have you spoken to Morvis at all during your time here?
I got to have a small chat with him over by the shrimp earlier. He seems to be his normal
There
charming
is no
self.
shrimp left.
He's just there, just eating more.
He's still at the shrimp table. He's just like all of his business he is conducting here is like
Yeah.
That best NPC change.
I love him. Thank you for giving Zamani a brother.
Yeah. I mean, at some stage, I wouldn't mind to swing past and have a quick word to him, but
I'd love to get to chat and spend more time with him. This just seems like a good opportunity. I said, looking over at Everett.
Yeah, I can't remember. I invited Morvis to dinner, didn't I?
yes.
I did.
Yes.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna drag him drinking later. Nice. All right, cool. Moving on.
So, you make your way over to Everett, who sees you all come over. He is talking to this man. He goes, "Can't listen to some money." It's as there's always like this like look of relief as he's got someone more familiar. He goes, "I've been well in conversation with law speaker Marius, and he's quite the conversationalist of Avograd's culture. We've been making good conversation. This appears to be quite the diplomatic day that I had not entirely accounted for.
I appreciate you making the sacrifice out here on our behalf. Lord Lady Marius, it is a pleasure to meet you.
See, he kind of is very like upright. He goes, "Oh, it is a pleasure. Thank you for hosting such an occasion."
I can scarcely take much of the credit for it.
No, but your beautiful bride can.
Actually can.
You are the talk of the town, the belle of the ball.
I've heard quite mixed results so far, but hopefully that will change in the coming days.
People will sing your tune soon enough. Don't worry.
I simply want to try to help prepare us for the coming hardships.
Hardship there will be, but that is nothing new.
Wait. I know Zamani has very low passive perception, but was there something in that, or was just that a very general kind of a thing?
It was very general.
Okay. So you looking down at your dice tray?
What are you talking about?
What are you doing there, Des?
What you doing, Des?
What you doing? What you doing there, buddy? Do you want to speak to us?
You're all. It is a pleasure to meet so many Starless, and I've had the pleasure of meeting many presidents. A star elf like yourself, that's this is news to the world. But many strange and wonderful people are here.
Indeed, I must say, I hope this does not come off wrong, but I have not quite seen someone with your appearance before.
It does not surprise me. I have also not seen anyone with my appearance before.
What is it, if I may ask?
It is a blessing. You are... if we were to believe the bad rumors, the mad prophet of the dying gods. Well, long rest his soul, or wherever it is still now. I don't know what's going on quite with that. Your shards or something you're saying on the stage. Very impressive. But I myself have a blessing of my own from the United Republic of Arvograd. It's the Onyx Great Worm has seen it fit within me to be his champion. I am the leader of the Onyx Guard.
Oh.
That's incredible. We've heard about the dragon over there. How we know very little. All of our news is quite filtered as it goes across the Bell character. Can't remember the Bell people.
Brasslung.
Brasslungs. Thank you.
I completely slipped my mind as well.
This is disseminated across through the Brasslungs.
Well, that does tend to happen, I suppose. It's its own thing, I suppose, but
so chill.
The Onyx Great Worm is the founding force that comes behind Arvograd. It's where we settled after the 300-year war. We built around the Great Worm that saw so fit to protect us throughout it all. So we've done our best to pay back the kindness and protect hers. We really don't know. Her home, perhaps, keeping it safe from any intruders, but I suppose that's the main reason no one's decided to mess with Arvograd, since as we have you've got your gods and you've got your ascended heroes and all, but we have a dragon.
Yeah, it is quite a fierce. Definitely something to take into account.
It's it is what it is. It's a little impressive,
sure
I suppose.
It's
sure, quite a beautiful thing to gaze upon.
Yeah, the righteous wings are impressive.
Is that what they go by?
Wings.
Yeah, it's a nickname. Yeah, but,
yes,
has quite a ring to it.
Yeah. We saw
like the
Righteous
bell.
Wings of Avogad.
We don't hear much of dragons in this. Well, we hear of dragons, so we don't see them very often.
They're few and far between. There's there is a quite the, I suppose, the gathering of them, I suppose you could say, in the mountains northeast of Avragat, just west of the Grecan. It appears to be quite the nesting and, well, we believe it to be the breeding ground for many like the Imperial Dragon.
Well, that is news to me, but
Yes,
Yes.
it's good. And a few of us that are lucky enough, it was, I suppose, Valtus has always been a house that is, well, we've always grown up quite close to the nesting grounds, and some of us have been blessed with draconic influence over our birth. And my mother, she was believed to be one of the law speakers that spoke on behalf of the righteous wings at times when, mind you, they sleep a lot. I imagine being a dragon, you'd be tired quite a lot. It takes a lot of energy to move a body that big, a lot of food to move a body that big. But yes, I was blessed with some of the powers of the Great One.
that is a blessing indeed. To have such a personal touch from such a powerful creature.
Hey, well, we're similar that way.
Indeed we are.
We both definitely are.
Have you just got stars in your eyes and I just got flaky skin? I suppose, well, we both have weird eyes. We can both take
We
that.
both have strange eyes.
It makes people stare, but look, it is what it is.
I'll let you know if I start getting stars on my skin or anything like that.
And I'll let you know if I start getting... I don't know where this joke is going.
I don't know, you can't really expand on it too much from there.
No, you've got this whole star thing. I've just got... well, if the scales spread south, I suppose I'll warn somebody.
I mean, it'd be quite the experience.
Well, look, you're, where's Everett gone? Everett has just, like, slipped away from the conversation.
I swear to God, Everett, every single time. The amount of times I've
He's-
saved her us in conversations.
He's not much for social encounters.
Yes, he
Yeah.
made an entrance, but, look, it is what it is. Your,
Memorable at the very least.
congratulations, I suppose, are in order.
Oh, thank you.
Mm.
Seems a
It's
bit
not
muted to
taken.
the affairs of today, but
Well, look, you're, you know, you've got the wedding. A wedding is always something to give joy to. What is the I suppose best way to put it is you're dressed to send a wedding present from the Great Assembly.
Ariel Keep would be the best location for it.
I figured as much. That's meant to be your home, I hear.
Yes, it is.
very
Besides,
kind
it
of
is
you.
much easier to reach than the word below.
You know, I would believe that. I've never tried to get that far into the world below. I've seen a little bit from the halls of Mount Ondi on little political trips, but
I mean, shipping prices are insane.
difficult to fit a carriage down there. You know. Tunnels are only so wide. Issue.
True.
I see, and then besides, making it to Asian Alexandria from that side of the continent is not easy at all.
I believe there's a lake or something in the way, so is there boats?
Yeah.
Do we
Is
have
that the lake that you were talking about?
Hmm.
How does that work, actually?
I imagine it's like a leak when someone forgets to, you know, keep the water contained. Just drips down from the road like head spire. Just,
Probably, yeah.
I imagine.
Maybe. I don't know. It's just always sort of been there. Never really questioned why.
It's fair.
Just normal, I
I mean,
suppose.
To be fair, the only thing that you've told me about the world below is there's a lot of mushrooms, there's bioluminescence, there's big bug horses, a lake,
Mhm.
and the city is beautiful. That's all I've got.
Well, there you go. And you know about the Darakur as well.
Oh yes, of
Um,
course. Like
A
you know.
less positive side of things, but still.
So, sounds like a lovely place to summer.
Well, that's sort of the issue. There is no seasons down there. You would spend whatever time, it'd be lovely.
I mean, there certainly is some form of seasons with the geothermic activity of the world being kind of cooked by the sun. Must get a bit warmer, colder at least a few bits.
A few bits, but within the cities, it's not quite as noticeable.
So no
Always
skinny dipping on the
pleasant.
lake. Too cold for
I wouldn't
that.
risk it. Too cold, in some parts too dangerous. I would not risk it. Unless you went for a bit of an adventurous. Zamani, what's that reaction?
I'm sorry. No, I had a realization. Because, like, you know how the thing is, like, in Australia, everything wants to kill you?
Yeah.
The world below is just Australia.
Yeah.
Yes. It's why it's so natural for me. I wouldn't suggest it. Well, I mean, you can if you want a bit more of an adventurous time, a bit of fear into it, but
I mean, look, I've been known to get my toes wet with fear sometimes. That's a saying. I think.
there's always a few stories of a few young people in their cars and veer and other such.
That's your
occasions they
military
decide
draft, isn't it?
Yes.
Did you serve for long, or did you just do the 50 years?
I did the standard time.
Is it 50 or
yes, sir.
15? The translator was not
50.
the best.
15? Des?
15.
You're making me question it now? Yeah, it's 15. Okay, you made me question it there for a second. No, 15, yes. You're correct.
The rumor has it your father was meant to be quite the military man.
He is.
Oh, he's still alive. I assume that's bad on my part. I assume because he did not come with the Queen.
No, he is being, I don't know how
He's
to say
being
it,
left
I
out.
suppose.
Is he being
He's
grounded?
Yes, for bad
In a
behavior.
way.
Man, wives, am I right? Been there.
Just gotta. Sometimes you just gotta help keep people straight, you know.
Look.
Yes.
If it's a friendly arrow to the shoulder, sometimes it has
Precisely.
to
Look, if it's
Sometimes
what
use
healing
a
magic
shard
is
a bit
for,
too
right?
much.
I don't think so. Not particularly the arrow persuasion myself, but you know, to each their own.
It's fair.
I don't think I could convince her away at this point.
I mean, that's deeply personal information you're saying to a foreign diplomat, but I do have a face people like to tell things to.
You also seem to be much more lax than some of the other conversation, or open.
It's
sorry,
the shrimp.
Open to vape. No, yes, that's fair. Well, did you manage to get anything?
I did have
I
a
think
bit of a
Sovereign
fork
Lotus.
fight with that Sovereign from Tathasa.
My dear
Look,
Look,
brother.
I think if Shrimp makes for better conversation, then having a conversation with Morvis would be the happiest talk you could ever have.
Look,
here.
you kind of do enough of these and you get used to them. You know what you're meant to say, you know what you're not meant to say, you know who you're not meant to piss off, and you know the people you're probably going to be at war with in about 5 weeks. So, you know, it's alright. You get these things. You know.
I hope I can
Just
pick up your
scanning across the
experience
room.
level.
Just scanning across the room, Des. Is there anyone from Favendale here?
There is not.
Okay. Well, I suppose it would have been slightly strange having someone from Favendale here, with the current crowd, perhaps.
Look, where Randrum goes, Favendale does not really follow too much. They're not exactly best of friends.
No, and the Prescient Elves as well do not seem to have the best of relationships at times.
Yeah, look, that would also be part of it. They're not meant to be, you know.
In fact, the more I hear of Favendale, the more it seems as if they're rather isolated in regards to allies.
Favendale kind of just pisses everybody off. It's
Yeah.
kind of just what they do.
I met with
Okay.
one of their diplomats in Burton. Wasn't the easiest to talk to gentleman. Had rather high opinions of himself and Favendale.
Well, look. They're dickheads. What can you expect?
There's just a rock everywhere.
Well, now
But sometimes that's the
there's
entire country.
the underside of the boot that is Quentos.
Yes.
Mm,
Home sweet home.
Oh, sorry.
my condolences.
Yeah, me too. Have you ever been?
I've been close. I've never gotten quite within Serok proper.
Wouldn't recommend
Take my
it.
advice. Yeah, take my advice from a traveler who made the mistake of venturing there. Do not.
That really sounds like a mistake on your behalf. I tell you, I must be a little bit curious. There's kind of a reputation you have a little bit on your side of things, Prince Calcinder, for being a bit of a psionicist.
Alright, I'm just curious now. What have you heard?
I've
What
heard
are these
your
rumors, the reputations going around.
look. You're pretty well endowed in the old noggin. I've heard the old brain.
I mean, we have to
There was
be well
enough of
endowed
a
somewhere,
pause.
right?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Now that is definitely information you shouldn't be saying to foreign dignitaries, as incorrect as it is.
I'm sorry. I'm just picking. This is the first.
Perhaps I'll be sending you
Conversation
an
where I've been
extension
able
as your
to-
wedding present.
I'm sorry. I'm just making.
If that
light.
is your present, then make sure you leave a little note explaining it so I can open it in private.
Don't worry, we're known for our discreet packaging. Apparently you are too.
Yeah,
No,
everything is fine. I'm sorry. I couldn't
No,
help myself. I
apparently
just
some
like to
people
make-
who've... It's alright, you know what, I have a mind like that kind of myself, but you know, I've kept it contained. My first few courts went very similar. I got kicked out of a few, but we're here now.
I'm trying to do
You've
my
come a
best.
long way.
Look, you're doing great. You know what, if you're going to make fun of his penis in front of anybody, it should be me.
I'm good at reading people.
It is what it is.
But you
As
were
I
saying-
say, on the battlefield, people have reported, you know, kind of, you're pretty known for, like, magics of, like, the mental persuasion. That's kind of an innate thing for me, so to speak. Being of a gemstone variety, it's kind of psionics are, like, straight up my alleyway.
Really, that is most interesting. I've always been interested in psionics.
Well, yeah, like, look, it's as he kind of pulls his shirt down, and he's just like, you hear this like sickening like as he pulls like an actual like onyx crystal off his chest. These bad boys worth a lot of money. People want to kill me for them, but they do give me a lot of powers, and that hurt.
Just. I'm sorry.
Just
That was
tear it
quite a
off.
sound. Does that grow
Yeah.
out of you?
Yeah,
does
kind
it-
of. Sometimes it gets a bit, specifically in the left shoulder. They have to kind of trim it a little bit, or fuses. And I don't know if you've ever woken up with a fused shoulder, not a fused soldier. That's not beneficial to your soldiers. But
No.
can't really control the way it grows. But,
That's fair.
Right.
Is
does
it
grow back.
contained to just?
yeah, no,
appear,
it grows
or-
back. Here, take it. As he hands you an onyx, just like it's like slightly like viscous around it.
A little sticky.
It's a
A
little,
little
sticky.
slimy. It's a little slime boy.
Sorry, there's a bit of shrimp sauce on that. Just
Were you storing the
Lick it.
shrimp for later?
no, I just kind of spilled a plate when we went a bit of fork war with me and that Morvis
Ah.
guy.
I understand.
Fork war. Right. Do I notice anything holding it?
It slowly starts to fade and become inert, but you can feel like just this innate, kind of similar to the shards in a way, this psionic power radiating off of it.
That is most curious. I know that is accurate. The rumors you've heard of me.
You know, it's you know, whether I want to see the truest parts of reality, make different pictures of myself, or just honestly blast someone's brain into oblivion. That's you know, make someone
Sounds familiar.
like here. I'll show you. Good parlor trick. Never
You're not
do
going
it to a
to
lady.
blast mine into
No,
oblivion,
no,
right?
no. Ladies, man, you take about 2 steps there to the side and cast in there. You let me in your head for a second.
That's
Blasted.
quite the idea.
No, I'm not going to blast it. I'm not going
That's
to.
quite the forward proposal.
Look, if you're not working with a well endowed anything other than your mind, I may as well go for the mind.
I'm sorry for the joke. I don't like pat a hand on Callus like arm. I don't.
Do you
think
choose
I'll
to fail
ever
the
do
save, Callus, in here?
I choose to fail it. Hang on. Before you do this, be careful. Where you pry, how you pry.
I'm not prying, don't worry. I'm gonna
Alright.
throw you around a little bit, if you know what I'm saying.
The way
Not
this man
exactly,
words
but
things like sets off my innuendo alarm, and I hate it.
It
I'm
does,
like,
it does.
I just messaged Ruff and I'm like, I'm so sorry. It just stepped out.
Alright, what
I
did you
feel
say?
so bad.
So,
Throw me around.
as you see, Zamani, the like almost like this kind of similar to like this purple thunder cloud just starts radiating between all the onyx crystals around him as he focuses. As Calcindier he won't expend too many charges. You get shunted 15 feet to the side. Just teleported.
Very
Not bad,
cool.
Not bad. Very,
Yeah, or,
very interesting.
You know, or if I really wanted to fuck around, I could just really distance myself. Well, I can distance people from me. If I just wanted to make everyone in this place be, kind of, I suppose, what's the term? You know, blasted, like, away from me. They could, I think I could make each of them hit the wall at 30 paces or more.
Oh,
Quite a useful ability to have.
Yeah, look, I have a lot of psionics. It's just the innate
Wow.
powers of the Onyx Great Worm. There's a lot to it. Or, you know, like,
quite a useful ability to escape out of an awkward diplomatic meeting.
Oh yes, you'll definitely make an exit.
like even there's like, here, let me in that noggin of yours one more time. I'll show you another cool part trick.
Alright.
As you choose to fail, as you feel like your mind being tethered with his for a second, you just hear in your head, oh, hello. And he just cuts down his hand a little bit, and you see Calisindier's nose starts bleeding as you inflict a portion of the damage that is dealt to him.
Alright, that is...
Yeah, as I said, I kind of fuck around with people's minds quite a lot, and, you know, so the telepathy is brilliant, but most people get really freaked out if you do it through walls and you just go, oh, this is God. And they ask which one, and that's where I fail most of the time because I can't be bothered to remember them.
That's
I think you would get along with
understandable.
someone we know called Zelly. From the sounds of pranks like that.
I got in
Yes,
trouble
she
when I was
is.
young.
She's my daughter. She's,
Well, congratulations to the both of you.
she's adopted.
No,
but
no.
thank you.
Yes.
We found her under some trying circumstances. She's not like most children.
I'm feeling you two aren't most like most parents, to be honest.
No, you can say that again.
I did most of my raising myself, so it's been hard to figure out how to try to be a good parent. So
And I was
You'll
raised
figure
in
it out.
court.
thank you.
I must say, it's been quite a relief speaking to you. Usually
Honestly,
these type of
my
events
favorite
don't have
conversation.
half as many people as interesting as yourself there.
I'm mostly just here to keep Octavius and Arya from just obliterating our political standing with anybody else.
I mean,
They've
both
done
of them
pretty
didn't
well.
give across bad impressions. I mean, Octavius was just interested in having general conversations about what he finds curious, and then
Just be
Her
more
name
worried
I
about
found
her
it
talking about
earlier.
your penis than them about fucking up, shouldn't you?
No, that was just something that happened with you.
mm,
The way you talk makes me want to make innuendos, and I don't know why.
What is wrong with the way my mouth works?
I don't know right now. Haven't tested it out.
I did that one on purpose. See, that was...
you
Good
left it right
job.
there.
That's what we call well-endowed brain usage.
I can see now why you're leading this diplomatic attachment.
Look, it's half for security.
Hmm.
But,
Half for your ability to make such comments.
well, look, I can keep people on their toes. So, and when things need to get serious, I can get serious.
Good to know.
As far as things have been progressing, what do you think about all of this?
I think it's necessary, and I'm always here to help if you need help from Arvigrad. The Onyx Guard are strong, and apparently it is a bit of an innate weakness of the Darakuls. Their You shock one's brain, you shock a lot of their brains.
Hmm.
Do, yes. They have sort of a hive mind ability.
Yeah, really pissing up a river when you hit that one.
Hmm. They
It's
are
definitely a
a-
weakness to exploit.
Yeah.
I don't know if your
They are
songs
a-
go that deep, but if when I fought them anyway, when there was a little bit of an incident, a bit of a hiccup, I suppose hiccup's the best way to call it. They didn't last very long. It was north of the Savon, a small little farming settlement that came up through the ground, but I was passing through the area. I connect to one's mind and well, I started connecting to another, and another, so I just kind of sent the biggest surge I could to disrupt it. Probably would have been bad if I hit the Emperor of Ghouls, but, you know.
It's not before you reach that point.
Yeah, look. As I said, I hit
That
the
is-
funny bone of the brain.
That is that is useful information to have, though. I did not quite realize that. Actually, did I know that psionics worked that effectively against Darkul? That you
No,
could
because your
disconnect them?
psionics are not really common.
No. That was,
Armagard has had a very easy time against any Darkul uprising.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Onyx Guard
Well,
is strong with psionics.
Shame for Randrum that Velfir is dead.
Rest in peace, ma'am.
Rest in peace.
Wait a
No,
second.
that
Let
is-
me honor her properly.
Yeah.
There we
Emotes in chat.
go.
No, that is mostly useful.
Sorry, just like all my familiar, she's just so fucking done with being dead.
Yeah, yeah, like motherfuckers. Let me have this grave, goddammit. But no, that is most useful information, actually. Not that we have a lot of psionics at our disposal, but useful if it does come up.
Well, look. It's, I don't know if we'll get clears for it or whatever, but it is my intention of the morning to offer aid of the Onyx Guard for this fight on the Emperor of Ghouls hold. Feel like you could use as much help as you can down there.
That would be greatly appreciated. If you're willing to offer your services, I would. Obviously, my mother will have to approve it, but I, for one, cannot see any foreseeable issues with that.
Look, there's obviously more to it than just offering it for free. It's
Of course.
you know, it is. It's going to be
diplomatic relationship.
yeah, something an olive branch or a mushroom stalk, I suppose, should be extended.
Is that how it goes down there?
Doesn't
No
really
idea.
sound quite as good, does it?
No.
Mushroom stalk.
Extend the Qatari leg. I hear they taste like crab.
I've never tried crab. I mean, we have things similar on this.
I mean, if you could fight Morvis, I think there
but-
might be some left.
No, he's moved on to that actually. All the shrimp's gone now.
He's having a
Unfortunate,
nice
I haven't-
time.
He's enjoying himself, and for that, I'm glad. He deserves it.
We all deserve a bit of a rest, I think.
Well, I think tonight will be less resting, more celebrating from the looks of everyone here.
I think
Okay.
that's the way the world is going to go tonight, but sure, why not? Anyway, I recognize when people are being too polite to just walk away, so I'm going to do it for you. I'll send you your
Most
extender
gracious.
to RAL, keeping the most discreet packaging I can.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
He stops.
And make sure to
He
send
gives a
thank
very
you.
much like arm on arm handshake to Calcindier, and then he turns to his man and he goes, "I'm sorry," and he gives you
She puts both however.
my
There's many more
condolences.
innuendos to come. Don't be. I'm sorry. I couldn't help it. Just the joke slipped out. I'm sorry. I've
You
tried
said
to be
that like
so
I'm
good
not
today.
used to it by this stage.
Yes, but it's in the official realm of your life, and I'm trying to do my best to respect that.
New rumor at
I
court.
mean-
Cal has a small weenie.
Look, somehow I don't know, between that and he's going insane, he's going to lose his mind. Oh god, oh fuck.
You
know
oh
what?
god, oh fuck you, god.
At least one of them's not true.
Anyways,
Wait, please say something, Zamani. You can't leave him like that.
no, I think I'm
Well.
going to.
I have been shamed, I have been ridiculed, I have been made a fool of. No, but a pleasure to meet you, though. Seriously.
Well, look,
I wish you best of luck for the rest of this, and
hopefully see you on the battlefield.
hopefully. And hopefully afterwards as well.
Well, look, if I'm lucky, you know.
Well, you seem to be well equipped for the fight ahead.
Well endowed for the fight ahead.
Oh, I'm so sorry. How could I? Well endowed, yes.
Just in my face like that, saying it right in front of me.
You know what? Going to keep it professional. I'll keep it out to your face. Keep it.
I mean, he grew a foot recently. Just pat him on the shoulder and walk away over to Morbus.
I'm just gonna go cry somewhere, I think.
Give me a fused shoulder to cry on, Callus in there.
Zamani's revenge for still being mad at Cal for going a foot taller.
Yeah. Look, it's been a long time coming now.
Also, I just don't think I did a bad job, but I was trying to imply that growing a foot was not the only thing that grew with becoming a
did not
stylist.
come
but
across
you know
that way at all.
Yeah, it didn't.
No,
that did not land.
I failed as a player. I'm sorry. My innuendos and jokes were bad.
Look, sometimes you just get too deep with the innuendos, you know?
Apparently you can't get deep, but to go away. It just...
Why is it that the one I wasn't able to stop was that one? There were so many. I was trying so hard.
What's wrong with Marius's accent and his speech pattern?
No, it was just the words.
There's so many pauses after he says things as well. It just leaves.
And also just the language use that just the words that he was using made it perfect for innuendos. And I was just like, I'm trying so hard. I don't know if you did it on purpose or not.
He's definitely a bit of a jokester. He does it on purpose.
I like it.
Certain way of working his charisma to be, diffusing people's tension is kind of his specialty.
Yeah.
He's good at that. Whether it's through silly humor, he's good at reading a room. But there's a money cost in here. We're kind of running towards the 2-hour mark. We don't have to end, so don't worry. We don't have to end yet.
No.
Who else would you?
We still have to do the whole after party, Des. We still have to do the after party. In our typical fashion, we've decided
this is the after party.
2 hours. Yeah. No, the after party. But no, in our typical fashion, just deciding 2 hours. Nah. That's not enough.
Well, we have a quick little break then, maybe 5 minutes, and then.
Yeah, I think that'd be
absolutely.
nice.
Yeah, so we're back in about 5 minutes. I don't know how much longer we'll continue for, but we will. A few NPCs still make the rounds too. We'll see you in 5. Alrighty, we're back. So, I waited for you guys to stop speaking this time. I didn't quite get
Okay,
do dirty
thank
this time.
goodness.
Okay, cool. You didn't wait
Thank
for me
you
to
for
start
not
dancing.
Appreciate it.
So, tis the evening of the many merriments that are taking place. Is there anyone you wish to speak to before everyone starts leaving the Senate Summit building?
Morphus, did you want to speak?
I mean, I wanted to chat with him, but it can be like during like drinking and cards or something. Whatever.
Whatever you guys want. It's up to you.
It can be later. I think
Yeah.
he flourishes in a less like professional kind of setting. I feel like.
Probably better to catch him later.
So,
Yeah.
as everyone starts disembarking from the Grand Library in Ojikir, the summit merriment starting to take place. The crown quarter of Ojikir being sectioned off for the dignitaries. Drinks are brought out and tables are hefted from the insides of taverns out into the roads. Everyone is having fun and merriment. It is up to you guys what you so wish to do. The morning, there are still some people who wish to partake in more talk, so they may be more or less willing to stay up late, but it is joy, it is monumentous success for what you had intended. What would you like to do?
I mean, at this point, I assume like we're with Cal's friends, right?
Yeah,
Because
this is
they just
post
kind
the
of,
dinner.
Yeah, just post dinner, we'll say.
Okay.
Post dinner, pre-teleporting to the woad. Got
Started to have a few drinks by this stage.
it.
For Cal, probably quite a few.
For Cal, he's already sloshed. Got it.
I love how it's just been established canon now that apparently he's a light drinker.
Cal's now lightweight. We've decided. Don't know how
Yeah,
it came about, but we've decided.
But it's been decided, and it is canon.
It's because he grew a foot but didn't put on any weight, so he just all of a sudden his mass went
yeah.
down.
It's because he's
fair.
an absolute twig at the end of the day.
If he was a twink that's been stretched like a fucking gummy worm.
My twink.
Yeah.
I don't know, I guess like definitely like wanting to like get to know the friends more, definitely wanting to potentially get it like see Morbus, see but no, wait. What's the new guy's name? They're very close.
Marius and
Morbus. Okay, definitely seeing Morbus.
Marius
Also,
and
like,
Morbus.
cool for seeing Marius.
Cool for
Because
seeing
I think
anyone.
he's fun.
We'll
Yeah,
leave
But first,
Marius
what we need
for a
to
little
do-
bit because we just had a Marius scene.
that's fair.
So, at this stage, it's just us plus friends. Because
That's
Everett and
awesome.
Theo went out by themselves. We'll link up with them later.
Everett and
Don't worry,
Theo
we'll
went
get
out
back
with
to Everett and
Mercastia.
Theo.
Yeah,
Right. No.
and
We'll see
Spain
him
didn't
later.
really want to partake.
Svein is
No.
T-posing.
Yeah.
Yes. Spain is photosynthesizing in the next room. Well, first thing we need to do, all of us, is that we need to get some drinks.
Mhm.
Some more,
Well,
alright?
Would you
And
like us
many
to water yours down with grape juice, so we can all kind of stay on the same level, you know?
This is a moment to celebrate my days of money, and no grape juice, please.
Oh, okay.
We will.
So-
Full strength.
Ronan kind of...
Whatever.
definitely like water down his wine a little bit.
I've got this. He takes his staff and he flourishes it above his head, spinning it, and then slams it to the ground, and
That was
5 tankards appear around him, and wine starts pouring from the top of his staff like fountain.
Oh. That is a very useful spell. What is it called?
It's in the making. It's it doesn't actually summon. It doesn't create it. It summons it from a pouch I keep in my bag.
Oh,
The flourish is
Very clever,
very
though.
impressive. But...
It's all about
Yeah.
presentation.
if you're coming to RIL, I was going to say, I'm sure Zamani will ask you to do that many times.
I'm a simple woman. I like my wine.
And there's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. But thank you. There's no grape juice in there, is there?
I assure you, my liege, I would not try and sully your drink.
He's
Are
got
you lying
like
to me?
fingers crossed behind his back.
Are you lying to me? I could have your tongue taken out for that, you know?
Okay.
Hmm?
Now we're just getting rude.
I'd offer
I
to
wouldn't.
to test it for you myself, but I don't think you'd know the difference.
God
I am
damn.
outraged and no, fair enough. It's not fun.
Feel a little watered down.
Can he tell them? He just said he couldn't.
Yeah.
He cannot tell.
Okay, cool. I'll start sitting at it. Actually,
like-
before we go too far, I'd just like to make a toast. Before we
He takes one sip before we go too far.
before we do it, before we drink any more, a toast to unity, but also my dear beloved Zamani for bringing this entire thing to its fruition where it currently is. So do you,
I would have
Zamani?
done it myself.
So raise their glasses.
I just had the initial.
Please, you downplay it far too much.
Could
No.
be worse.
I still haven't heard the story of how the two of you decided to get married or anything on that note. I feel like there's 4 years worth of ground.
There's about
work to explain
104
to me,
years
yeah?
worth of context. You just were too oblivious and with your nose crammed too deep in a book to see all happening.
I mean, I picked up on some of it, but I mean, to the point of marriage, I never thought.
Well, look,
I didn't think it was quite at that stage yet.
I
So
like a
I'm,
woman who
I
can pick me up and
apologize.
throw
It
me
made me
around a
feel-
little.
I suppose that's fair.
Shortly after well, the marriage side of things came shortly after you left. There was just after I got promoted to Master of Disguise and Information, and Silver got Chief Interrogator. It just kind of came on the cards for us more. It could afford to have a wedding that we so saw fit. And, do it right. And enjoy it. And,
Absolutely.
we're young, but still.
I'm
Only spry 230.
So
very
spry. Why is this taking a sip of your
But no, it's
I'm happy though.
I don't know, after you left,
The two of
there
you?
was I don't know, we confided in each other quite a lot. And
What was it like after I left? And everything happened.
let's not Sunday the evening with some talks of sad tidings.
Oh. Right. Good point.
Good news, my friend. Good news. You are back. We are back together.
I am. We are all back. And it will stay this way with you, both of you, coming to Errol Keep. Me being best man at your wedding, like you said.
in that beautiful cow print suit.
Oh, God. That was something that was actually brought up, wasn't it?
It was.
See, the issue with that is that no one in the world below is even going to know what that is meant to represent. I
That
just
makes
feel
it
like it's some
funnier.
Weird...
Then no one will get your bad fashion statement.
That makes it worse.
No, it makes it
God.
better for me.
And as always, worse for me, but you know what? That is a sacrifice I will pay so you have the most incredible wedding possible.
You can also always return the favor later.
True. Very true. You know what? That is a good point. For my wedding, I'll have to think of something equally as embarrassing and equally as...
I'm thinking
I
of
don't know,
hook
nothing
for
quite
your
lends
hand.
itself well. Now he's making fun of the disabled. That's, well...
Oh, you cut it off yourself.
It's for a good cause.
I mean,
Besides, it makes me look far more battle-hardened and tested. Missing a hand.
it does. It look. Yes.
Makes it look like you touched a stove that was too hot for too long.
Thank you.
What type of stoves have you been around that burn off your entire hand?
The world below is a dangerous place.
That's all I keep hearing about it. It likes to glow and it's full of danger and death.
It's not so bad.
And beautiful. Yeah. Look. If you stay around where starless areas are, it's beautiful. And have a wonderful time. Just don't wander too far outside of that, and then, yeah. That's when the danger and the death and the things eating you and Darakul and undeath and everything else start to come into it. But, yeah. You just don't go there.
peachy keen.
Exactly.
Well,
But it is.
you
I must say, it
are
is good.
more than welcome to ever go down. We will have the pathways cleared for you. And I'm sure we can't. Sure, we can't expect it to be anytime soon, but when the weddings do happen, I'd be more than happy to make good impressions.
The Queen mentioned wanting specifically a wedding within the city, so I assume I'll have to go.
No, you will be paraded around. Do not worry.
She has.
It's like a royal wedding in the Wood Below is like a week and a half to a month long affair.
Oh, okay. I'm not.
Don't worry, it's mostly.
It's not so much for you as it is for the people.
It's understandable.
Yeah.
I'm not used to
It's a
all of
moment
this propriety and fanfare.
It. I suppose it would take some getting used to. I mean, for myself, it's a bit more just when you're grown into it.
Yeah, seems more like the standard for you. You probably had a kind of reverse kind of a thing when you came up here.
Oh God, it was strange. It was.
You came to the surface world and were propelled forwards by the stick refusing to leave the world below.
I came up here with no one else in a
By your
completely
own
foreign.
decision, you ran off.
By my own decision, but mind you, tell me, in good conscience, how many years would have I had to wait for another expedition like that to come along?
Too many,
How
but
much
you could have
longer?
asked me to go with you.
That is true. Perhaps
You
I
could
should,
have asked me and Silver, we would have been there in a heartbeat.
but
I
I
think
am
he
nothing
probably
but.
didn't want to ruin your careers.
Yeah, but he quite literally got abducted by one of the Ascended Heroes.
Fair point. Fair point. Fair point. You could have prevented that. I will admit.
Easily.
But, well, let's perhaps not go that far.
I guarantee this.
If you did,
Any situation.
He got me.
Any game,
got
rock,
Prince
paper,
Callum
scissors, chess. I will bet that Samael.
Please. I mean, maybe we could challenge him to a game of chess. That would be a interesting.
You've
turn of
yet to
events.
beat me, so I wouldn't be surprised.
I've had time to
Ooh.
practice. Thank you very much.
It's true, we did have a companion who was very fond of the game.
Well,
Besides, I just
if
never
they were from
exactly
the service,
dedicated my time into it.
that sounds like excuses.
Perhaps. They're
I
correct,
like how your
though.
friends can put you on the back foot like this.
Yes,
Look,
I'm
I'm telling
surrounded
you,
by people
just
who
this
actually do
way,
that.
straight up, Master of Information in Disguise, albeit didn't have the title when you left. There's no way a saint or anyone would have snuck up on you. That's kind of my entire thing, is to stop that.
To be fair, it's more like I'm going to freeze time and freeze everyone so nobody can move unless sneaking and just complete immobilization of anybody involved.
That's alright, it's akin to a time stop spell. More than easy to deal with.
In my defense as well, I'm supposed to be able to see the future and be able to predict things like this, and I didn't see it coming. So,
Wow, you kind of suck, don't you?
how dare you?
You're bad at your job. I'll say it here and now. You have made,
Right.
and I will put this very clearly,
Mhm.
spent 100 and something years with the Inquisition. You've made quite the bad Inquisitor.
I was never cut out to be one. Let's be honest here.
No.
I was only.
Here's what
sucked
happens
into
when
it
you give
because-
nobles jobs.
Well, I'm glad you can let your true feelings out after a few glasses of wine and a few years apart.
Look, I'm
Tell me
angry
what
at
you
you,
truly
but
think about me.
hey, you're my best friend.
I like to think that Zufus is standing there the whole time, just like
She's just like,
used to it.
look, this is not the first time the two of you have gone off at each other for a little bit.
It won't be the last.
But
It will be when he dies and the
Yeah.
Emperor rules us all.
Was that in character, or was that just you?
No, that's me. I will probably die, but
Why?
no, you won't.
That's
I mean, if I
fine.
have to
You said
save
you-
him.
I mean, you said you were good at your job.
I mean, I'm excellent
why
at my
would you-
job, but the Emperor of Ghouls is no joke.
Okay, if you're
But-
talking about this,
But
you're far too
Samael
sober.
is.
You're far too sober if you're going into conversations talking about how you're going to die right now.
Listen, we're
Drink,
half a glass
please.
of wine deep.
I've been drinking at dinner. You didn't drink?
No, I enjoyed the
He's
food.
on-
I was
he
in the
was on
presence of the
duty.
Queen outside. I was guarding your room.
That's a fair point. You're on the job. Good work. Bonus points, I suppose.
I don't think you
But
have
now-
money to do that.
Alright, there's no need to get lippy with me. But for now, your prince commands you to finish that and be more than a cup in, alright? More than half a cup.
Yes, my
Please.
liege.
I don't want you talking about imminent death or any of that. I deal with that enough outside of here on a daily basis.
Until we see stars.
Just look up.
They're already here.
Not used to
Okay.
that.
Okay, main character.
Excuse me.
I'm sorry, you can't just go, they already are, and do this whole hand flourish to your face and not expect
It was a
it,
good
right?
line. I'm sorry.
It was a good line. But man, that gave off real main character vibes just now.
Oh, my main character syndrome has been exposed.
So,
Zamani confirmed side character.
she's the love interest.
True. That's all. That's all she is. It's
How to do
okay.
a
How about
George
you?
R. R. Martin part where I just kill Cotton and I refuse to write anything else for the next 6 weeks.
Fuck.
That's dark. Well, how about you, Zilver? I mean, do you think you would have fared so well in protecting me if you had come to the service?
No, you're reckless.
Daddy is.
That's the first time I've been called reckless in a long time now.
Been a little over 4
Sure.
years.
That's fair. I usually use harsher words.
Hmm.
I think I could have found you
Very
there.
valid points.
I think I could have tracked you down, at the very least.
So we weren't really hiding.
Would have been easy.
We don't really know what happened.
I know a few things. None of it
None of it good.
none
All of
of
it
it suitable
damning.
for celebration context.
No, all of it very damning.
I think perhaps... I don't know, the Ascended are difficult creatures to deal with. They are strong in their own right. They are powerful celestial beings. Inarguable, regardless of personal
Of course.
opinion.
Never in question. Never in question.
And being that of a vampire, Samael has powers, and I believe Sleeping Bloodline is powerful. I do not know how it enacts, but I don't fain to believe I could have stopped the initial occurrence, especially if it was easy to happen. But I think I could have tracked you down. And once tracked you down, I definitely think if training had dictated anything at that point, I don't know how you are with the empowered shards now, so I couldn't take a good swing at it now, but I reckon I could have brought you back. Kicking and screaming, but happily.
Brought me back nonetheless.
Definitely appreciate it. So it took seeing the Eye of Ruin in its true form to actually break it full scale, so
That is true.
I don't know how to break the Sleeping Bloodline, but I could have stopped you from doing things, yes.
that's true.
Track
could have
you,
stopped me from
wait for
making
you
a
to
lot of
trance,
mistakes.
bind your hands, gag your mouth, do everything your bride is meant to do, and make sure you can't cast your spells.
Sounds like a good evening.
I know she slipped that little bit in there, but
Oh, I'm sorry. Are we feigning ignorance?
oh no, I just wasn't sure
Oh,
if
okay.
we're moving quite onto that. But
Yes, disable your casting, and with that, I've seen you swing a sword. So.
That's something I'd like to see. At least on a
not
battlefield.
terrible at it. Depends on the sword.
That's why I said at least on the battlefield.
If it's a lighter weapon, I'm not terrible. Thank you very much. I still did my cousin Veer. You need to remember that.
So I remember the glaive training well.
Oh, please tell me about the glaive training.
You have to bring this up, don't you?
It's, put his entire weight into it. Really went ass over tea gavel. Tumbled
You weren't
forward.
even with my training group at the time. You were watching from all the way over there, and you still noticed it. God,
Well, it
knows,
must have been at
Harrison.
his side.
It's not every day a prince falls on his face, but it was entertaining. So.
Big shoes
So-
to fill in.
Was it more embarrassing, do you think, than the haircut?
The long hair
They
face.
don't-
Yeah. I got to see a portrait. Dream is an amazing spell.
Irelin still has a signed copy of the painting. It's back home.
Who signed it?
The artist.
God.
One thing that I will say, though, he had such a light in his eyes back then. I haven't seen that very often.
Yes, he lost that somewhere in the books, we believe, in the Inquisitor cells. There is a bounty for it. 5,000
Oh,
electrum for the first person to find his loop.
Oh, all the Electrum.
And
What
my
is wrong with
personal
Electrum?
thanks.
They just don't use it up here, so anytime
No
you get
one
it, you
uses
have.
it here. That
Yes,
is the
we don't use
problem, you know?
Electrum.
It does my head in.
You have to get it transferred to gold.
I mean,
Just
can you
seems
imagine
highly
that?
inefficient.
It does, doesn't it? I'm glad. Thank you. Thank you. Once again, there's a voice of reason here on the surface, weighing in on this debate.
I mean, it's just the system. I mean, I had no sway in it. I was just complaining about having to deal with it.
Don't worry. If you're anything like him, you won't have to worry about money in the world below.
I can't imagine a life not having to worry about money.
That is a new thing that has happened to
The
me.
palace is quite literally made of crystals, so you should be alright.
That's absolutely fair. I've heard a very colorful description of it. Many adjectives.
Yes, he's one for words.
No, that's fair.
You say that. You.
You.
I'm just going to drink. Apparently, everyone here is out to get me tonight, and that is
No,
all
you're
that.
just simply doing a poor job of defending yourself, or else it would shift to others.
It's
Right, I
alright.
suppose that's fair. Get it all out. Get it all out.
It's alright. So, as it kind of turns to Zamani. Why ever Callus, India? And I say this knowingly spending a century of my life as his friend.
I mean, there's lots of reasons. Part of it I'm not entirely aware of. I don't know.
Callus, India is she
I
under some
mean-
sort of spell?
No, nothing
I
like
can
that.
assure you not.
Nothing beyond the sleeping bloodline back in the day. But no, he just he cares. He cares in a way that most people don't.
So we're kind of just staring at Callus, India.
All right, I see that look. I see that look in
Having-
your face.
Getting
Speak.
him to open up in any way, shape, or form was probably one of the most difficult tasks of my entire being.
Thank
But
you.
actually getting to that, getting him to be honest about anything, once he actually started speaking, it became easy.
He doesn't open up very often. He's lucky to have
Yeah.
someone to open up to.
It was definitely a forceful task.
Took a while. A few near death and, well, death encounters.
It also requires a lot of reinforcement.
Also true.
Reinforcement.
Yes, he likes to close back up again, and then I have to go beat him over the head and tell him to stop it and to just be honest about what's happening. He likes to pretend like everything's fine all the time.
Don't you get any ideas?
If you need help, I am. It is quite literally my job to interrogate people.
Oh, I'd love some tips and tricks.
I feel
This
like I
is,
should be listening into this part of the conversation.
I've always
Oh, you know
found
what?
the best
What's
way
funny?
to make a man talk is through precise and accurate placements of pins and torture devices.
That's fair. I used an arrow too, but you know, it's fine.
I used a potato peeler on a man's tongue once. It worked wonders.
My God.
Cal just looks over to Irilin. Are you doing all right?
Was not me. I speak when spoken to, Calicindia. I do not try and play that game.
That was true.
I have so much to learn.
You learn many methods of torture in the Inquisition.
That's
Fair.
true.
Both the fun and
I was-
non-fun kind, I hope.
There is no fun
Well,
in
it
torture,
depends.
it's business. I don't take my work home with me.
Yeah.
Somebody looks over there guy and goes, man, I'm sorry.
hmm That could have been me if I continued with the Inquisition.
What
I
could,
didn't do terribly when it came down to interrogation.
I mean, you lacked a subtle touch.
Listen, you need to rub it in.
You're
To be fair, you do like to lay things out for everybody to
He
show how
was
smart
very
and how 3 steps ahead you are.
straight for the fingernails, if you know me. Yeah, kind of.
Oh,
The build-up was lacking.
he's improved in that regard.
Who have you been torturing lately, Calicindia? Do you need help?
No, not
Do
at
you
the
need
moment.
pointers?
Not at the moment. I think I remember enough that if I ever need to, I'll be able to hopefully carry such lessons over with me. Just looks over at somebody like you cheeky bug.
I'm
Thank
sorry,
you,
I'm
though.
having fun.
I do not quite
Thank
get
you,
this,
though.
but if you need help, let me know.
There are all kinds of torture.
Yes, this conversation is one of them.
I'm sorry. You did start it, to be fair.
I did not... She kind of looks over around and goes, yeah, it is. I did not realize you were making the jokes you were.
It's understandable. I'm sorry. I tend to default to making jokes along those lines. It's
I don't
kind of
get
the
them,
way
really, personally.
Well, I'm making a lot of lewd jokes in reference to our time in bed together.
Ah. So you want to use the potato peeler on Calicindia?
No, but I
No,
do think that
goodness, no,
torture
please.
devices outside of the bedroom would also be beneficial to learn.
Why would one bring torture? I see no need for alchemist's fire in the bedroom.
Alchemist fire might be a bit extreme, yeah.
She's just like buffering for like a solid minute.
Yeah.
Zilver is not like the best social queen.
I understand.
No.
How is the other guy?
He is enjoying
finding
this.
funny?
He's
Okay,
finding it
cool.
very
Like-
funny.
Okay.
That's
He's
you'll get a
just-
laugh.
Cal's over here like, God damn.
So Calicindia.
Mm.
Speaking of your bedroom,
Oh.
how many kids has your mother proposed you have?
She hasn't quite breached that topic.
It was just
Although-
a generalized debate.
Now see, ladies and money, there is
Just
a
generalised.
kind of standard idea for Starless culture for how many children are expected of the royal family. As Calicindia is not in line for the throne, being one of the last born. Who knows? Queen Zilzorana might pop out another. But you're expected to have somewhere in the ballpark of 5 children.
That's a lot.
Yes.
I assume that does not include adoption.
No, you need to have 5 of your own, and they all must be fortunately Calicindia's.
Question Des. Do I know if he's just bullshitting?
He
here?
is fucking with some money.
She's like, I mean,
Yeah.
Minimum 2 years apart, preferably a year and a half.
Mhm,
seems
mhm, mhm.
quite specific.
Well, there is a royal procession and an expected proceeding with that.
Mhm.
Oh,
mean,
it's a
Callus-
public display.
Well, yes, the child will be paraded around, assigned
The first few
station and
months.
title.
Mhm. Mhm.
Uh-huh. Do I know Cal? Do I know enough to tell if he is like
Can't roll
fucking with
deception.
me?
Okay. Roll a disadvantage because Cal slightly is drunk at this stage. Cool, that's a nat 1.
Cool. Like, yes. I've heard about the procession. They do this thing where they lift people up and they hold them around and like 10 feet up in the air as an infant, right?
Well, not
Precisely
Callus,
that,
but
precisely
yes.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Were they worried about him hitting his head or something?
No, he only has one hand.
Oh well, yeah, that's fair. I mean,
He can
could
only
just,
hold
like,
things up with one hand.
Yeah. That's fair. That's fair. It does seem like quite the affair, though.
Well, no, the affair comes
It
after
is.
the children.
Well, I mean, an affair only works if you're not open to it in the first place. Sharing is caring and all that.
I'm very, very curious for you both.
Oh.
What's your plan? How long are you planning on staying on the surface?
For how long as it takes me to complete my task up here, but truth be told, could be a long time.
There's also that whole lifespan issue.
I mean, I can
There's
fix
that.
that for you if you really need it.
Is magic that advanced in the world below?
I mean, if I take a finger, I can probably grow another one of you.
That's a bit different, don't you think?
Well, no, your soul will transfer when you die, but...
It's quite interesting.
That is an idea.
In fact, I could take it from you now, and when you die of old age, you'd be back in this body.
Now,
Not a bad hand.
It's the
The whole
body
finger?
Calicinda requested.
I mean, it's a good one. Halfway
It is.
decent. Works well.
wouldn't want to change it.
Quite flexible.
You know,
Fantastic.
growing people is time-consuming and costly, but I'm sure the crowd would cover it.
All right, that is an interesting proposal that I hadn't considered. But
I mean, I taught
Something
Reuben
to
Tier how to
think about.
grow an eye. I can do a person.
I suppose that's fair.
You can regrow those?
I mean, if I take a sampling, yes.
Yeah,
The surface is nowhere near that level of magic.
No, it's
least
quite
not in that
embarrassing. And I'm not even considered the best.
It's insane. To be fair, though, you seem like a very magically centric culture, whereas up here, everyone's just kind of allowed to do their own thing.
Kind of need to be when the world could end any time if the ghouls get too close.
That's fair. The
state of
surface
the
is
least
just-
prepared.
I was born with an ability, and I honed it during my Cosm Veer, and then this following 85 years in the Inquisition with Calicinda.
I must say, Berlin had quite the non-standard upbringing.
Look, if anyone was able to guess where I was born correctly, I would give them a piece of Electrum, because the amount of stories I've told people.
I assume every story is a little different.
Look, I was found in a sewers, I was found on the surface, I was found in the lake. You name it, I've told it.
I think the first story you told me and you had me try and believe was that you were found in the middle of a Jotun hold, fighting your way out as a newly born infant.
I mean, it was impressive.
That's
And
It was
magic.
an impressive story. You know, quite the dashing figure from the start.
I was raised by the Inquisition when I was found. So, I had a very, very different upbringing to my old chum over there. But,
Yes, you're the chum.
I am the chum.
he is the chum. No, I was not very sheltered. I had a hard upbringing with the Inquisition. I was, especially showing an aptitude, I was honed to be the perfect assassin and perfect infiltrator. And since I showed such an aptitude for magic, even though, as Calicinda said, it's not really my favorite thing to do, I'd much rather focus on enchantment and my experiments like growing eyes and the like and such. I mean, it pays the bills. I've get a steady flow of income, and being a assassin on retainer, it's not always needed.
But useful.
Hmm.
How do you feel about teaching?
How do I feel about teaching? If it was requested of me, I suppose I could do what I did it for a Reuben Tier.
So, when you talk about children, I do already have a daughter. She is.
I don't think you want me to teach her, to be perfectly honest.
No, but she's already outpacing her current one.
the type of teaching I could teach would be the type of teaching I received. And
That might be.
that is not the type of teaching a well-adjusted child needs.
That's fair. She's well adjusted. We did find her in a sewer, kind of.
You were saying. So.
She, her and a few other children were experimented on and by a horrible person seeking immortality. And they're now fused in a kind of...
I've never understood that whole
plasmoid
immortality
version.
thing. The thing is, you could quite literally clone yourself if you have the right tools. And see, the problem is most people want immortality and added powers, not just
Yes.
immortality. Immortality is honestly like it's not that difficult to
It's
achieve.
achievable. No.
No,
A bit of cycle to it, but still.
to be fair, on the surface world, it's still an unknown area of magic that they're trying to figure out.
No, even if they figured it out, what I'm saying is the issue comes with. If I was to take your finger, make a clone of you. Mind you, to keep it safe is a big issue there. If you can't let it get harmed.
Yes.
Your soul transfers into that. You're just as strong as you were. Most people want immortality. They want to figure out more power and unshackle themselves from mortal confines and limits.
Yes, that's fair. I don't know. I guess, I mean, eventually, depending on like how long you live, you just have more and more time to learn and study. So more power comes just with
Yes,
a
but
longer
there's still an
lifespan.
upper limit of the bounds a mortal soul can cast. Ninth level magic, we're aware of it.
I don't understand why people want to go beyond that limit when they haven't really even reached it yet.
Greed. It's an excellent guess. Summon a god. Excellent guess.
Fair.
A lot of ambitious people that crave power. There's no bounds.
Yes, it
But
just
for others, it's a means of solving a lot of the problems they see in the world.
only solving problems were that easy.
Well, it is what it is. But yes, I am. If you care for this child, do not ask me to be their teacher.
That's fair. When you were
No.
talking about magic, I didn't know how diversified your learning had been. You just said that you were quite good with it.
I'm quite excellent. As I said, I'm not considered even one of the best by my own personal standards. Calisandra, you know from your standards, he is considered one of the best.
Yeah.
He is just
You
quite
downplay
hard.
your own abilities far too much, my friend.
I see room for improvement.
I
Your
that
magic
doesn't-
lends itself to more specialized areas, but, well, if you listen to all of the rumors and the reputation you hold, then most people would disagree with that assessment.
There's also no such thing as perfect, so
I mean, we
Nice.
can get close. Just might take a few generations.
the
A few
closer you
generations,
get,
and
I mean, I feel like the closer that we get, the more harsh we get in our assessment, so the less likely we ever are to actually attain it.
Probable, but it's not a life I'd wish for anyone.
That's fair.
but
Zilliage has just shown a remarkable aptitude for the arcane. So she's currently have you heard of the Humming Cloaks? They're an organization up on the surface.
I've had nothing on the surface.
That's fair. She's currently being taught by our friend Kelsey, who used to be a member, and
Elven
he's
mage?
currently. I'm sorry.
Is he an elven mage? An
Kelsey's
elf.
half elf, right?
No, full elf.
is he?
No, he's full elf.
Full elf?
Okay, I couldn't remember.
Mhm.
He is elfin, yes.
And you've gone the right direction to begin with, then.
I've heard that a lot today.
I mean, it's just a fact. We've longer to learn it.
Yeah. That's fair.
But
No, but he's a wonderful individual.
he is a good man, talented.
What's his
He's looking
specialty?
at something.
Arcane
I think it's
creatures.
No.
Oh, graviturgy originally.
Yeah.
But
Impressive.
finds himself gravitating more towards magical creatures, studying them.
Interesting. That's something I could
mean-
say would interest me.
I mean, you have this wonderful magical ability that you've honed, and yet your interest lies in other areas. Similar thing.
That's fair. So, where are we off to next then? Before we drink the night away.
I was going to pause this just to say that I think I saw Morvis over there before, looking kind of lonely, and probably in need of some company or some shrimp. I don't think I see any shrimp around, so probably some company.
I'm definitely gonna I'll be right back then, and like so that it's not like four of us like getting up and waddling over or whatever.
Mhm.
Morvis, would you like to join us?
Zamani, who's us?
They get just over. Calcinder and his friends.
You know what? I'm going to say why not, but
Are the Echo Knights? I think they're Echo Knights, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, are the Echo Knights that are with him ones that I recognize?
yeah, some from the,
Yeah.
you know, they're his loyalists.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so not ones that I would necessarily know,
No.
but ones that I've. We were thinking about playing cards, although it's going to be difficult with surface world games versus subsurface world games.
Well, I'm sure we can figure it out.
How are you? Still full of shrimp?
I mean, crustaceans don't agree with me. They run through me, I feel, lighter than when I first started.
Oh, is that why you're looking a little pale?
Yes, they make you sweat.
Let's get something more hearty in you then first before we start drinking.
So I think I'll move on to crab.
You just said seafood was bad. No.
Move away from the
Shrimp and
crustaceans,
seafood aren't the
man.
same things, let's be fair.
They come from the ocean.
I mean, cows and chickens come from the land.
I would be more inclined to entertain you if you didn't look as sick as you are.
Look, just because seafood doesn't like me as
I love
much as
this.
I like it does not mean I'm going to give up and let them win.
Okay, but maybe for the rest of the night you will. I want you to actually enjoy your time off.
I love this.
I am
man.
enjoying this. Can you not tell?
Are you sure? Because it seems like you're trying to force yourself to make you believe that you're enjoying this.
Do not get sauce and seafood enough. I could import it, but I will eat my weight.
Are you leaving in the morning?
I am, my dear. I don't need to stay too long for the. We won't be partaking in the war. Other than clearing apparently there's an easier tunnel on the Legendary Mountain. It's like theoretically need to pass through the Cerulean a little bit to get to the quicker pathways to where they need to go. So
That's
technically
good.
they have to pass through my land. So
That's fair.
mostly just
How-
granting permissions.
How do you feel about everything?
Worried for you.
What? Worried for me? It's not like I'm doing anything dangerous.
Look, you weren't doing anything dangerous when you had to go fuck with Screw, and look how that went.
Yeah, thankfully, other than Screw still being alive, everything has been resolved.
That's good. That's good.
It took a
Please don't
bloody long time.
make bad decisions like that again. Pick your fights smart.
Definitely at least go in more prepared this time. Next time.
Or prepared at all. It's always beneficial.
Oh, I didn't realize you thought so harshly of me.
I'm annoyed that you got so hurt. And almost died.
Yes. Well, better than that one.
Yes, I heard the gloating. So
You should. Did you see the present?
I saw what he sent. Same.
Let's go have fun. And you like
For the drinks.
grab him by an elbow.
So,
Mortis,
Drinking.
welcome.
Calicindia, how are you?
Wonderful. Splendid.
Good.
Much,
Hope you're treating
much
this one
better.
well.
He's
I
had
hope
2
I am.
drinks, so he's already pretty far gone.
I'm fine.
wow.
She completely underestimates my ability to hold a drink. Don't worry. I'm fine.
Yes, of
On
course. I
note
do.
of the wedding, Samani,
Yes.
I don't know the traditions of the world below.
Neither do I.
However, I do know we share a kinship, and it feels only fit to offer. As I don't know if I may be the closest thing, and if I'm being too presumptuous, tell me, but if you need someone to walk you down the aisle, I would be more than happy.
Oh, no, that's lovely. That is not too presumptuous. You're the closest thing to living family I have, and I see you as a brother, and I would be honored. You are my brother.
I would like to think so. What would you
I
like
would
for
be
your
honoured.
wedding present?
I
I tried to leave it open. Well, maybe I won't ask you, because last time I left something open for you, you've yet to respond.
I have an idea soon. Although I don't think it's conversation for festivities.
Fuck
Probably
the
not the time and the
festivities. I don't get
place.
to talk to you that often. Just tell me.
I want to make good on freeing Sirach.
What do you mean by that? Because that's vague.
I mean, I want to completely destroy its current system and all of the crime syndicates that exist there, and I want to make Susara eat dirt off of my shoes.
You're right, that's not
Yeah.
really conversation for festivities, but if you want
Yes.
it, it's yours. I'll back you. It was once in my territories.
Would you like it to be again?
I mean, as much
Let's
as I
make
want to
something
step in
good out
dog
of it.
shit, but
I want to make something good out of it. Its people don't deserve it.
nobody
Especially what
deserves
goes
it.
on underneath. No.
But there's bigger issues if we deal with that. I still don't have a united front in my own city.
Is there anything we can do to help with that?
You tried before. I would
That's
be
true.
loath to ask you to do it again.
Do you
How
really
about going
think
from
that?
a more prepared time? Sorry,
Yeah.
go ahead, Calisander.
Do you really think that I intend to leave Screw standing?
He's got a bit of a vendetta.
I mean, he put you in your place once. I would hate to see it happen again.
To be
Trust
fair,
me, I would not let that happen again.
it's been quite a while, and we do have quite a few more friends with us now.
Hmm. And we are not the same people going into that as we were before.
What makes
And
you
this
think he
one
will be?
Maybe
My
not.
concern. Don't get too cocky. I know that you want
Not
them
coffee.
dead. If you were talking about that shard, I would do more than fire another arrow into your shoulder.
If it comes to it with him, I see no greater purpose.
Looking at the friends, would you like to go hunting later?
This is my issue there. I don't want to
Yes.
let you just go off against Screw.
No.
It's difficult to catch him once.
To be fair, last time I was in much worse personal standings with the patron. I was loath to disappoint, and I made a bad
You-
decision.
Rushed it.
Yes.
Plain and simple.
Yes, I don't plan to make the same mistake twice. If we can eliminate your problem.
Let me worry about Screw. You all don't need to get involved in it.
I asked you to just get involved with a potential with a war. Of course, I need
I'd
to get
rather
involved.
deal with a war than Screw.
Why?
He's more dangerous than all of Serok
Because of his association.
because of his reach.
How about a trade then? You help me with Sorok, we'll help you with Screw, and we can work together, and it'll be less rushing and less going off on our own.
I don't like it, really. I'm more than willing to help with Serok. Don't get me wrong. Any day you want me to do it, I'll do it, but leave Screw with me. Let me deal with that first.
Let me help you.
I don't want to put you in danger, Zamani.
That's all my life is.
It doesn't have to be.
It
I
doesn't
want better
know.
for you.
And I said you could be my brother, not my father.
Well, can I at least be your older brother?
Is he actually older than Zamani?
Yeah, by a few years.
Only on technicality's sake.
But then I'm allowed fuss.
Let's do things together. We won't rush it. We can have help. We know a lot more powerful people now.
Mhm.
They're less affiliated with actual wars and things.
Okay. Let's... think about it. I'm not going to
promise?
make any promises right now.
No, do you promise to think about it?
Yes, I promise to think about it.
Okay.
In the
I would-
meantime, sorry.
Go ahead.
Can
No,
I
go ahead.
finish first? No. Please.
If you do have some time, even if it's only a day or two, if you ever make your way towards Ariel, I'd love you to meet my adopted children. It's complicated.
I don't know if I'd have chance to get there soon.
Maybe in more peaceful times she could come over. We could all
Absolutely.
meet together.
Right now it's difficult because, well, it
Because
was a
the world
stretch even
isn't
getting here.
Yeah.
The world is on fire. Well, starting to be on that point.
I will say they're making strong bonds is important right now. Like it was a serious conversation, but Zamani takes a moment to make sure she meets eyes with him. Humanity has to stand together soon.
I agree. I do.
I just
Getting countries to work together is harder than most things.
harder than hurting displaced or kittens. Yeah.
I don't get that a reference, but I'll take your word for it.
But I think today should prove that it is possible. I've said this before to others already today, but here we have seen a war that has continued for longer than the city that we stand in today has even been built. End. Or at least move in that direction.
Sorry. It hit me.
It is possible. It requires effort, it requires work, it requires ingenuity and ideas. Like the one that Zamani came up with. But it is possible.
It was much better than the alternative. So if you're worried for me, at least be less worried than you should have been in the past.
I mean, I'll worry for you regardless. You can't tell me what to do.
I mean, that's fair. That just means I get to worry for you as well.
I mean, I'm perfectly safe. I'm in paths.
Oh, yes, you're perfectly safe. Have nothing to worry about except for a person within your city who's divided your power to the point where you would rather go to war than deal with them.
Yes, perfectly safe.
Perfect. Nothing to worry about.
Yes, and I'm perfectly safe as well. Simply invading a keep that, while it's currently being overrun by two separate armies, it's fine.
Perfectly safe. Nothing could go wrong.
Fair to say, right?
I dislike this just in general. I just want to make that known before any of this goes to fruition. I want to be perfectly clear about my stance on all of this. I just dislike it.
Of course.
I don't think anybody really likes times like these.
No.
Dad got us ready.
And at least we have allies. And we have a team. We have friends.
Precisely.
So, Calisthenia, you do realize this means that Sathasa is marrying into the Wobblumber.
Absolutely. And
Kind of
it
makes
is an-
me your brother-in-law.
Oh, it definitely does.
It does, actually.
By extension,
Am I about to...
I do think there is perhaps reasoning for proper ceremony, and if there's anyone that you should ask for Zamani's hand in marriage to, I'm just saying I wouldn't be opposed to the formality. It would be flattering. It would be
Sovereign Morvis Kindra, would you give me the delightful honor to have Zamani's hand in marriage,
See how this goes.
and for me to be your new brother-in-law?
well.
If you don't say yes here, this would be an incredibly awkward conversation that we've
Prince
just had.
Calisthenia, as the Lady Zamani is one of our most sought-after marriage prospects in the country,
Oh.
with many suitors offering to move land and sea to just get a chance to play part in the courtship that is her life.
Am I now? I didn't know about that.
Yeah.
I recognize your offer and request to unite our noble houses in these trying times.
Thank you. That is
And-
most gracious.
Would you follow due process? Because Calisthenia, I do think that a unification between the well below and the surface, being the most important kingdom and the first one you came to make a unity of any sort, is Sathasa. And the Ceruvian
I think
and the Ugendia should be united to your access ways to the world below. I accept this offer. And
wonderful.
the Lady Zamani's dowry should be paid to Ariel Keep to help you. I heard you wanted to build a school.
Yes, we do.
Consider it done. My wedding gift to you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Morvis. That is most gracious and kind of you.
And now she's your bride.
As a...
Oh, I'm everybody's
please.
problem.
Please, I'm more of a problem to her than the other way around.
Oh, that's clear.
Oh, 100%.
You landed in the tall grass.
Were you really getting letters?
No.
Okay, I didn't think so. I was about
I
to say,
mean,
who
no
the
one
fuck
basically
knows
knew you
about
existed
me?
until I gave you this.
Yeah.
No.
No.
How's my house doing, by the way? Keeping it well cleaned, dusted?
I mean, we have the help there.
I was simply joking. I didn't know that was a thing.
It's Sunsara Manor is kept.
I forgot you have a manor. Fucking hell. It's the summer home. Yeah.
Yeah.
You do not go to the Ceruvian in the summer.
sorry, the winter home. The winter home.
Yeah, because it is unbearable heat.
Somebody's like, I have lived in the desert fucking long enough. I'm good.
Get me
I was
out of
on
there.
the fringes of it. No, thank you.
I have actually been wanting to make an offer towards you, Morvis.
Yes.
Last time I was in your court, I noticed you had a distinct lack of arcanists, court mages, or anything of that sort. I was wondering
True.
if I could interest you, at least put forward the notion of a starless arcanist fulfilling that role. We do have them in greater number.
This is awkward.
Why is this awkward?
I have a court mage now.
Oh.
Oh.
There is a. I'm gonna pull up some notes.
It's gonna be someone terrible. I don't like where this is going.
There is a nice young tiefling by the name of Xander from Mantarathea that was offered the services. In exchange for some of the support of Sathasa in the civil war, which we have agreed to. We've heard the plight and heard the oppression, and I have a sympathy for those under the rule of a tyrant that the theocracy seems to be.
Just to make sure for like world thingies for me and potentially us people in chat. Mentara Theory is the one with the Oleander Dragon, right? Or is that the one that starts with
That's
A?
Burton.
That's Burton.
Burton has the Oleander Dragon.
Not the Oleander Dragon.
Shit,
The Onyx. Arvergrad has the Onyx
Onyx. God damn it. God,
No, no,
I
so-
fucking hate shit names. Ugh. The names are not shit. I'm just having a hard time.
Hey, Robbie.
Hi, Robbie.
No, here,
Hey,
so
how
on the
you
map here, Karakin is where Mantara Theory is forming out of.
No, wait. Okay, yes.
And they're at war, civil war with Casalia, the theocratic state.
Uh-huh.
So someone from what is now, well, Karakin now, Mantara Theory, has offered a court mage position to help Morvis in exchange for help in their time to get supplies and such to them. And he's agreed. Also, Tesco Peck, thank you for the follow. Very, very cool of you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Raph, that's my wife's
Raph,
initial, Rachel Ann Fredrickson. Look, Raph is your wife.
Yeah, look, confirmed.
I mean,
Just
Raph
disguise.
is definitely wife material.
Raph is wife.
I agree. Okay, so sorry. I just wanted to make sure because
In that case,
we don't
if there's
know.
anything else I can offer,
Sorry.
let it be known, but that is good to hear at the very least.
I will keep an eye, and perhaps advisors to each other's courts could not hurt. I could send a
Mhm.
representative of Sathasa to the Webelo.
That would be most wonderful.
Let's determine Azaria. Found below. I'll stick him in the tunnels and you can pick him up on your way there.
Fortunate founding.
I mean,
But
making
I
more
should say also,
a road type system between the world below and the surface world probably wouldn't be a bad idea.
It's very, very difficult to make roads in deserts, Samani.
Okay, I mean underground in the tunnels.
I mean, there are
I know how a
tunnels,
desert works.
you know, that way.
Hmm.
Oh yes, but I mean, every time I've heard people talk about them, they're these horribly dangerous things.
they're long,
Yes.
and they're very hard to maintain and to ensure the safety of all the time. But I do think that if we can manage to diminish the influence and the reach of the Darakul, it could definitely be
help.
achieved.
Definitely. And you know,
Definitely. It
maybe
is
we'll get
something
lucky and they'll just die when we go to war with them. You know?
Who knows?
That is the best outcome. One that I pray for.
But yes, unfortunately, I cannot accept your offer of call match. The Mantara,
No,
Xander's doing quite well.
That
That's
name
good to hear.
sounds so familiar.
Yeah, it does sound familiar.
I think Roll for Damage had a series called The Academy of Xander.
Maybe. I think that, and I
Maybe.
think I'm getting it mixed up with Zenvin.
Zanvin, Xander. There's-
Yeah.
Maybe.
I cannot at this time place the name, but the name is in my head.
But for now, Morvis, I must insist that you have a drink. We've been talking business for a while now.
The family.
The family. It's an honor to have you as a brother-in-law. Well, eventually.
Cards are still out, but maybe.
I hope I can win your full approval. In time.
So you drink with Morvis in the evening. As many merriments. Is there anyone
Play a
you
lot of
want
cards.
to talk to
Yeah,
before
we
we wind in?
teleport.
I'm pretty happy there.
So,
I'm pretty happy there. Had a lot of
Was
the
the-
chats I wanted to have.
after party of the summit in Ojikir happens. Many merriments and debaucheries are partaken in, but it is a nice
I like to
time
think-
to live life
Yeah.
before war comes knocking on your doorstep.
I like to think it's like 6 a.m. in the morning, just as Zimani and Cal like finally make their way back into their suite and just like
Teleport back.
collapse. Yeah.
No long rest. Can't save each of you.
No. Yeah,
Got it.
absolutely.
Con save. Let's see. 13. Yay.
Success.
Oh, my con changed. That's right. That's an 11.
Just a success. 10 with the DC.
Just a success.
So,
Yeah.
as we wind down on this merry little adventure, it has been an absolute pleasure. We'll be back on Monday for our regular campaign to continue what was this little adventure, continuing forward. Other than that, thank you so much for watching today. Thank you for everyone who followed, and thank you for the downloads and gifted subs. We really, really appreciate it. If you like what you saw, please consider dropping a follow. We're working our way to 500. Very cool, big number. Bigger number, better person. And if it's within your means, we've set a sub goal because I'm trying to save it for a microphone. I set to a humble 25 right now. We're currently sitting at 16, so if that's within your means, we'd also really appreciate it. Other than that, we've got a Patreon if you want to support us. You get some access to some cool stuff for subscribing to either, such as our World Anvil, if that's something that interests you, and access to a lot of our homebrew if you subscribe to the Patreon. Other than that, thank you so much for hanging out with us today, and if you're curious about the recaps for these sessions and catching up if you're behind, they go up in our Discord server, thanks to Raph. He writes them up every week. They're very, very informative. But other than that, bye.
See you, everyone.